No, I know, but I'm
I
just
hate
saying.
to check Pathfinder
Wizards
out.
of the Coast has forced themselves out of the tabletop RPG.
Oh, yeah.
market.
So I gotta turn my
Easily.
camera on.
The thing is, the strategy should be to like upload all of the source books shit at whoever has like the physical copies, try to upload it as PDFs and just sort of like use it from there.
Oh, people already are, dude. People are
Good.
People have been doing that since the creation of D&D.
Oh, yeah.
Little
Well, then, yeah.
website called AnyFlip, dude.
I recently got I found this place where I got the PDF of Bunkers and Badasses because I really just didn't feel like having an email conversation with someone. Since I technically should have the rights to the free PDF because I bought it before, like the deluxe pack before they even had a PDF. But I just didn't feel like it.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember how I'm doing anything. There we go. There's the pop out. So I can start doing this correctly.
Sounds like everything went well with the new PC.
Dude, better than fucking well, man. I am so goddamn hyped. Dude, it's like I was telling Nate at work, when I installed everything, it all started working better than it was in the old one. I think my old version was busted in a way. And I'm not sure why. But like add-ons that I had that I didn't know I had are working now. They weren't.
Someone want to catch me?
What's up?
Does someone want to catch me up on what happened last time, or do we want to do that in character or
If
something?
someone wants to do that while I try to get my fucking cameras up and running, because now they're not working.
We busted the guy out of prison.
Are we now wanted criminals, or did it go off quietly?
It wasn't exactly quiet, but I don't know if anyone other than the warden saw us. And actually, no, that he did. They did. I don't know that we're wanted criminals, though. Paradoxically.
Probably not.
Essentially, what you did was, you picked a fight. You killed, you messed up the warden. You didn't kill him, but you effed up the warden.
Good.
I feel like...
And then you guys barred the front door and made a break for it, is what you did.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. To be wanted, they would need to know your name and have a picture of you on file. And therefore, if any of us is wanted, it's the two people that were already wanted and were in prison.
Yeah, you didn't. You're not exactly I'm not going to say that you're wanted right now, but the warden knows your faces, and you let him live.
Cool.
That's
Told
on
you we shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
That was a stupid idea.
Destin being Destin, though. Like, did anyone expect that Destin would be okay just killing a guy?
No. And that's what makes you destined to get everyone killed. But I'm happy with this, dude, because that gives me some sort of, like, revenge plot. You know what I mean? I could be like, oh, this guy came back and went a-hunting. He's like, he wants his revenge. All right, there's Nate. Oh my god, this is annoying, dude. Trying to find everybody because the cameras, I didn't set the cameras up because I fucking forgot to set it up. So I'm trying to find each camera, and since you guys are all spread out in these weird ways, is Bazinga on yet? Alright, I don't see a Bazinga, a wild Bazinga, and that's pissing me off. Because I need everybody in. I also need your brother, but he's making your food like usual.
He'll be on in a couple minutes.
Just because I want to explain to him that I fixed his character.
Fixed in what way?
As in, like, when we first started building his, oh fuck, where the hell's the Discord? His tune, I told him that I would make adjustments to get his curse thing working just right for him. And I wasn't happy where it was, so I made some adjustments to make it better. So, essentially, when he uses his curse, whatever he rolls to bleed himself will now automatically be added to damage for his curse. So when he uses his curse, he'll always deal an extra 1d4 damage. And the other thing isn't done yet, but the other thing is, now that I have the item magic thing, I'm basically going to be able to set it up where he will be able to use... I'll have a list of all his curses, and he'll just, after he rolls, he'll be able to go to the list, click on one, and automatically apply the buff to his target.
Hi, Bazinga.
Hey.
So, oh yeah, Val, the other thing that... The thing you did not miss is the confrontation. When, between Destin and Zahn.
No, yeah, I did not miss that. I was definitely very much part of that.
Oh.
So how does Zahn act during the rest of the mission?
Well, how about the, I'm trying to work with you, and then 5 minutes later goes off to climb a tower by himself. Hey, Bazinga, is your camera working?
Oh.
All right.
About what you really missed was me fucking acting like Vincent Foster. Or me having Kane act like Vincent Foster. It was great.
It was a very good session. I think that session went real... What the fuck? Why is it 2 Bazingas now?
For twice the fun.
For to answer your question, Val, Zahn did not kill anyone in the presence of the party. I don't think he killed anyone at all, actually. And he was actually... He showed that he was willing to work with us for the breaking the guy out, and was actually kind of proactive in that.
Dude, what the
Oh.
fuck? Alright, so this one has to go up here and become Bazinga. I got 2 minutes to get this done. Stream's going and
Site-
everything.
The site help thing is all just Foundry dice.
Alright, and then we have to find Nate on this other one. Where the fuck is he? There's Bazinga. There's Nate. His stupid empty chair. Oh my
Empty
god, I just
chair.
came back. You're just such a scrawny bitch that you bent over and I literally thought you were a chair. I'm Zahn. I'm a living, breathing chair. I refuse to work with anybody. Nobody knows what I go through as a chair.
Alright, I'll be back in a moment. Give me a moment.
Alright. Now, the question is, do we have a JD? Because that's gonna... The second JD shows up, it's gonna fuck up my cameras again. God damn it. I'm tired of cameras, dude. I just want a picture of your face that, like, has fire coming out of it. And that's what we'll do. That's how we'll fix this. Alright, so I'll get everybody caught up while we're waiting for nicking out JD, which I'll have to deal with. Alright, so welcome back, people, to another exciting adventure of Wild Arms First Strike on my super new computer, which makes everything far better than before. When we last left off, the group had broken into High Noon Prison by request of Irving, their new employer, to rescue a friend of his named Williams. Hijinks ensued. A meat sack was placed in the hands of a man named Blue. Keys were stolen. Just all around bad shit was done, but they didn't kill anybody. They eventually found Williams in the tower being tortured by Warden Giff. And they attacked him, set him on fire, and the local hero of the group, Destin, pulled him from the flames at the last minute, saving his life. Then, barring the door, they tried to find their way out using a secret exit, and thus we end up here I believe everybody's got the right map, correct? On the other side,
Question:
what's up?
Are we supposed to have journals to keep notes?
I haven't gotten that far into building stuff up yet, man.
Oh, okay.
That's all. Like, that's something I had to cut that as I was rebuilding everything because I got my computer yesterday. So I'll get all that in before our next session, and hopefully I'll get the catalog back up and running.
I'll keep notes
Good.
drive then
Yes,
for now.
I apologize for that. That was just something I was like, that's on the bottom of the list. The teleporter brought him to the other side of the sand ocean near a burnt out desert forest. About a day and a half travel from Little Rock. And that's where we'll pick up whenever you guys are ready to get going. Let me see if anybody else has joined. I hope everything's running correctly because I'm scrambling to do this shit. JD may be here. He may not be here because it's a Giants game tonight, and apparently he's a fan of shitty teams.
It's my dad's
Time
favorite
to
team,
get
too.
cheer for the underdogs.
So, all right. That's where we left off. You guys are outside in this desert area, and behind you is a small, like, cove with runes and another one of those eyeball platforms you just saw inside the prison. As you guys come stepping out into the world. The floor is yours, people. I get some music playing. Go ahead, bitches.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay, so we all flash through this whatever freaking area.
Can I get this shit off my face yet?
What does the
This,
surrounding environment look like? Did I miss that?
It's basically desert, burnt out forest and trees, and behind you is a small like inlet into a rock area that has runes in it, and one of those eyeballs you saw in the prison behind you.
So does that mean that the secret exit out of the prison was some kind of a teleporter?
Yeah,
Or...
yeah, it's like this weird eyeball-shaped teleporter.
Huh.
Okay, looking at this, do I get the impression that, like, if they get through the door, they can come through here
It
and
looks
chase
like
us down?
it looks like there's no energy flowing through it at the time. You would guess it's probably used up its energy to get you out.
Okay, so no Arcana check needed. It's more than likely the teleporter is.
Well, when you were in the
Like-
prison, the one you went through had lightning moving around it, if you remember the animation. This one has no lightning moving around it, and you're not a stupid guy, so I'm not going to make you roll on that. Your character's smart enough to at least get the idea, though, that it doesn't seem like it has any juice left, because the lightning isn't sparking around.
Something like it has to recharge.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're not in danger of them coming through and immediately hunting us down. That said, we probably shouldn't stick around too long.
Raven's going to start noting down the location of this cavern in relation to, I don't know, some landmark, so that should we need to return here, we know where to get into the back entrance.
Oh,
If it
Nick.
only goes there, it could go other places. It all depends on how those things work, but I like where you're going with it, though. It's a smart idea.
Sounds like we're on a bit of a timer, so we'll figure out where it might go when it comes to that.
all right, Graham. It's probably time to fix your cameras.
As you're saying that you're gonna mark this stuff down, you hear, I'm gonna fix the cameras in a second. You hear, and you look over and you see Williams kind of on the ground, like twitching and just like writhing in pain and misery.
We should probably get him back to where he needs to go. Instead of,
Is there a new link?
Oh yeah, give me a second, Nick. I am sorry. Everything's blowing up in my face all at once.
link is the same as usual, so you can just go into the.
No,
I tried the old one.
It actually changed because of new computer and shit.
Really? I use the old one and I seem to be on just fine.
Yeah,
Mine
same as
wasn't
me. I
working.
use the old one.
Well, here.
Al sent me one just now, and that one worked fine.
Yeah, dude,
but
I was having a weird issue earlier, like a very weird issue. Like I was like, why is it not letting anything in? So. Okay, my camera's fixed. Anyway, so you hear him on the ground, kind of writhing in pain. Lots of pain. And you see that there's a lot of blood around where you guys came out of there.
Oh,
Okay, so
shit.
he's actively in danger of dying. Who here is good with medicine or
That would be
something?
JD, who has
I want to take a look between Axel and William and determine, like, see if I can figure out which one is like more injured. And I'm guessing it's very clearly William.
Yeah, Axel's just damaged a little. He's all right.
All right. With that said, I think I'm gonna step up to William and cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay. Now, casting Cure Wounds will help heal the damage, but his Jesus Christ, Nate, your camera's real close up. Are you like fucking your camera or something, dude?
That camera is not close up, actually.
Yeah.
No, he's leaning over a drawing or something like that, so he's not in camera, so it
Okay.
looks blurry.
Okay, that's the best you're gonna get, guys, because it's ruined the session trying to figure this shit out. All right. So, when you lean over to look at him, you notice that he's losing a lot of blood. His arm looks real mangled. You're gonna need medicine checks, and none of you are skilled enough to save his arm or him. Your goal would be to keep him stabilized until you get him back to town, because he's real messed up. It says JD is not here. Oh, there he is. Let me guess. Camera's all fucked up again.
Little bit. I gotta log into yours.
All right, no, we're good. JD, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
And you made it into the game. You can see everything.
Yeah.
All right, good. You're on the hot spot because at this very moment, the group is looking at their prisoner they saved, and he is bleeding out and in severe danger of death.
I am still going to cast Cure Wounds to try to help at least with this.
Okay, go ahead and target him and cast it, and it should heal him.
Target is 8 away, and your range is only 5. Okay.
There you go. I'll turn movement on.
There we go.
Just step right
Oh,
on.
and
Again, you hear more noises coming off of him.
Oh!
Where's our prisoner?
He's not
Ooh,
your
that
prisoner.
is-
He's the man you saved. The guy right in
oh,
front of you.
I accidentally hit 1 quarter.
You got him. He only has 10 health.
Yep.
This dude right in front of you is the guy that you rescued from the prison, JD. Sorry, Axel.
Okay.
As I was explaining to them, you can heal him and keep him going, but you're not gonna be able to stop him from deteriorating. You can just stabilize him till you guys get him back to town because he needs a real doctor. But you're gonna need medicine checks to just give him the time to make it back.
Okay, just medicine checks.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. RP, how you gonna try and help him? His arm is butchered. It looks like he may lose his arm, and he's bleeding profusely from the arm and from the gut.
Can I put a tourniquet on his arm?
All right. Medicine check on that. If anybody wants to help, I'll give him a bonus.
I'll help.
You have to be at least proficient.
Does my Cure Wounds do anything with regards to that?
It keeps
Or-
him. It keeps him from bleeding out. But like, I have to kind of break the D&D rule a little bit in order for this to matter, because you can't just heal off a butchering wound like this.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it also means that if he gets hit by something, he's not going to die because he was on 1 health.
Well, my character has a +3 in medicine, so.
Okay, then you can help him if you got it.
Yeah.
So JD can give me a medicine check, and then you can give me a medicine check, and if you beat the DC, I'll add a plus to his.
All right.
So I'm doing it. Alright. You did not beat the DC, but JD did very well. So Axel, you tourniquet up his arm to stop the majority of the bleeding, but you see that his arm is it's in tatters. You still have the problem with the gut, though.
Okay.
So I'm gonna stop the group because I'm like right near him. I'm gonna look at the group and be like, "This man's not gonna last much longer." Do any of you have the
Tell him to
means
shut up.
of put this man into stasis?
Wait,
I tell him to shut up and start grabbing cloth.
I want
and-
to eyes on suspiciously and see if he's like I want to see what he's I want to see if I can get the vibe that he's like thinking about killing this guy.
Okay, go ahead and get insight, but I'm pretty sure what Nate's is trying to say is he just wants to put him to sleep in a way where he won't bleed out. All right, JD, give me another,
I
give me
take it
another
that that's what he
medicine check.
means.
Yes, that's
Ooh,
what
yeah,
I mean. Yeah.
Hey, Grim,
Yes.
you're like off my camera.
So I've been eyeing you like a hawk this whole time.
I
Like
see you.
No, on my stream, you're all the way to the right of the or left of the. There you go. That's better.
Dude,
All right, I would like to tell what's his face to shut up and let me handle it. And I'm gonna grab. Who's wearing cloth?
Hey, that's up to you guys. Anybody got cloth on him?
Me
Or
and
I go rummaging for ripping cloth off somebody.
my
to,
clothes are ripped enough. Leave me alone.
You do have you have a lot of the clothing you're using for costume.
All right, so I rip that up and I'm gonna put tie it around his mid torso.
Yep. Give
tight.
me another medicine check on that. All right, his gut is bad, but not super bad. So you managed to slow the bleeding, but if without vigilant checking, and like, I would say you're gonna have to medicine check him like the next time you guys rest, as you make your way to town.
Okay.
It's just whether or not when you guys ready to move, you're ready to move.
Well, if the whole point we came out here is in critical condition, we should get moving.
I'm with you.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
sooner the better.
I think Destin kind of just nods in silent agreement.
All right. Do you guys want to move? If you move at a faster pace, you only require one rest, but you run the risk of exhausting yourselves out. Because you're basically about a day and a half out, but you can cut that down to 1 day, crash, or go straight through and exhaust yourselves. But you can cut it down to 1 day if you rush and then sleep in the middle of the night. But you're just increasing your chances of random encounter and other sorts of stuff if you do that.
Do
I
that.
think given that we can't afford to stop tonight.
No, I agree. We cannot. We have to move, and we have to keep on moving, and don't stop moving. Our priority was to save this man, and we need to get somewhere with him.
And if we happen to come across someone and they attack him,
Well, that's our job to defend him.
great.
Alright, go ahead and roll with the modifier. Perfect. Alright, so you guys take off through the desert, top speed, for about 12 hours straight, all the way up till nightfall. And I'd say it's around like 1 a.m. At this point, I need another 2 medicine checks as you try to tend his arm and his gut. And again, Nate, you can help and add add your modifier if you beat the DC also. Okay. So Nate's modifier will be added to your roll, JD, on this one.
What's up?
Give me 2 more medicine checks as you've been traveling all night, top speed, tending to this guy. The first one will be for his arm. Alright, so you managed to have no trouble with the arm. Nate, give me another roll to see if you help him with the second one. You loosen
No.
You actually hurt this next one, just so you. JD, it's all on you, baby.
And I fucking kick him in his mouth.
He's trying, man. Zon
I don't
is not
need him.
He's not
I don't need his
drinking
help.
him. Can we give him credit for not drinking him?
No.
Oh, dude,
All right.
don't worry. Minus the 3, 21, you're still perfectly fine. So you managed to keep him steady. You undo the tourniquet, give it a few seconds breathing room, and wrap it back up without causing any issues for bleeding. Destin, you throw another quick heal into him just to replenish the blood that he lost during the process.
I
losing
really don't
music.
have another heal to give him. But I am willing to give him my I'm willing to give him my healing potion.
All right, well go ahead and subtract that from your list because JD can't heal him while he's doing the tourniquets. But you pour that down his throat to replenish the blood, and you guys eventually make it into Valeria Castle at around 9 a.m. in the morning. So let me swap us over to Valeria Castle.
Do you need constitution checks from us for exhaustion?
Yeah, I'll be getting that in a second. Because the exhaustion was only a concern if you actually got into a fight anyway. You're going to be at the castle now. You can rest. Like, you're not.
Yeah.
There's not a situation where
Yeah,
you're not going to be allowed
it's not
to
gonna
rest.
it's not gonna make a difference anyway because one
It-
level of exhaustion will be cleansed by one long rest.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
exhaustion was only going to be an issue had you gotten into the castle at the same exact time. Like had you gone all night and I gotten like a 20 on that roll, I'd be like, you all have exhaustion in this fight because you've been gunning it all night. But you didn't get into a
Yeah.
fight, so it's not really a concern.
Is there music playing, or am I not hearing it?
Yes, there's music playing.
The fuck?
All right, it is taking a moment to load, and I don't hear the music yet.
I don't see anything in the playlist tab.
Yeah, there's nothing playing.
Oh,
I
okay.
have something playing right now.
It's stuck on 90%. It just jumped to 98.
What the fuck? Let me do
I
that.
don't even know how you check that.
Dude, what the hell?
It's just the map loading is.
Oh yeah, it's at 90%. Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna... This is what I'll do.
There we go.
Is it load?
For me, it did.
Yeah, there we go. I'm
Yep.
getting a
Oh,
connection.
there we are. We're getting connection.
Yeah, but I don't want it to drop again, so I'm shutting this firewall off for now.
And the map dropped.
Whoa. Okay, there it goes.
Dude, fucking... Hey,
There you go.
Windows, stop changing your shit every time. There you go. Stop. Stop. Every time you change a setting, I have to figure shit out over again. You know how fucking annoying that is?
I think that's a tech bite we need to make.
Yes.
Right?
Like they don't need to change. They don't need to change the location of everything every single fucking time they release a new thing.
We could do like power user tips for Windows.
Windows has ADHD.
Well, no,
so
there's plenty of power
goddamn
user tips where you
Right.
can get it to like stop doing shit like that.
Fresh start. Did everybody get back in?
Yes.
I am
I'm
back
in.
in.
I'm in.
Yep.
So you got the map too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me turn the music back on.
There we go. There's the music.
Preload that. I don't know what happened there. The funny part is my stream has lost no thing, so it's not that. Okay, so real quick, since we're fresh starting this shit, Nick. So you know where they left off? They had freed this guy from the prison, all right?
I guess, yeah.
And you guys had scrambled to get him back to the castle in a bloody mess. You guys are now at the front gates of the castle. Oh god, now I can't find my fucking note. Alright. So you guys arrive at the front gate, and you see Jeeves waiting outside for you. With a group of men. Also keep in mind, people may be watching, this is going to be a little rocky because I had to rush to get everything back into the game. in like a day and a half. So things are just a little out of it. Gotta find Jeeves, because Jeeves is apparently missing. Or, I don't know where Jeeves is. Alright, you don't have a picture for Jeeves. And he comes out, and he runs up, and he kind of snaps his fingers, and he brings people over. What happened to him?
It didn't go well leaving the prison. Get him to a doctor.
It didn't go well getting into the prison.
Well,
For him, at least, and me.
Yeah, he was messed up long before the prison. I can tell you that. Like, he had already gotten, like, tortured when you guys showed up. So Jeeves grabs him, and Jeeves points to his men and has them bring him off. He's like, take him up to the infirmary. He takes him off, and then Jeeves welcomes you guys into the castle as a
Boys,
group.
glad to see you. Got any peppers?
Peppers?
Yeah, it's the only thing he can still feel the taste
yeah,
of.
you're right. Jeeves looks at you and goes, I'm sure we do, but you guys look like you could use some rest. Head up to the rooms, get some rest. I'll let Irving know you're back, and he'll probably want to see you tomorrow, and I'll have some peppers delivered to you.
You are too kind.
I try. Oop. Did I just move everybody into? Yep.
Yeah.
I think before we go up to the rooms, I want to as we're moving up as a group, I want to call Zahn aside.
All right.
And anyone else who's here is like this is I'm asking to speak with him in the presence of the entire group, so anyone who wishes to also join the conversation is welcome to do so.
it still says game paused.
Yes,
on my
I
screen.
know. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm trying to put it all together, man. It's all
Yeah.
just falling apart. All right, so you guys walk into the ballroom essentially on your way up to the stairs, up to the rooms. And as you do, Destin requests that the group stop for a minute so we can have a conversation. So go ahead and do what you're doing, dude. Hello?
Yeah. I'm just thinking about how I want to say this.
What, motherfucker?
What?
Man, I'm been so out of it. Where are we?
Destin called Zahn aside. How did Zahn respond to this? Like, did he just stop, or is there anything specific that Zahn is doing or saying?
Well, that's up to Zahn.
Well, no, I'm more lines like look at you like, well, what do you want?
We need to talk.
Okay.
Oh, somebody's in trouble.
Billy and topping around going, oh, shit!
I want to know what happened in that town.
Which town? We were in lots of towns.
You've only been in-
Before we went to the prison.
I believe it was high noon.
Ah, new. Yeah, it was. What do you mean? What happened? What are you inferring?
I think Destin kind of just like narrows his eyes at you a little bit. And I'm assuming Zahn is not too stupid to realize that Destin is referring to the guy he killed.
Here's the thing, you're assuming Zahn isn't, but Nate, on the other hand, might not remember a goddamn thing about what you're talking about.
Well, no, I do, but like Zahn is not. You're like okay, but Zahn is also not going to just go ahead and like just. He's been around a long time, and he isn't going to just bow down to it and give acknowledgement to people that easy.
He's being disingenuous.
Yeah.
We're talking about the fact that you got us all dragged into some fight because you decided to bleed someone dry. That's what we're talking about.
Yes, but some people, well, they're undesirable. Is the best way to put it. So, and I'm
And
not going
you're
to get
desirable.
And
And-
how
not
would you
going to
know
get into
that?
not going to get into the semantics of it, but that's just how things are.
Oh,
And
boy,
how
you're
would you
getting
know
into
that?
The eugenics of it.
It comes from being around a little while,
You know, I've heard plenty of
and
people say
it also comes with something that's been haunting me for a long time since I crossed path with a group, very long time ago.
You know, I heard plenty of people say things like you just said. They weren't very nice people. Now, how can we hear you say things like that, and you expect us to just accept you being on our side?
Well, that's just a matter of time.
What?
Oh god, the most stubborn person in the world.
So I'm supposed to trust that you have an intuition on whether or not someone should live or die.
No.
You know, you're starting to eerily sound like my pa, and I don't think I like that.
Can we get the voice of reason to come in here and try to convince Nate to work with them? Somebody, anybody, please.
No.
Can't we all just get along?
Oh man.
Come on, guys.
Well-
Let's just take it a day at a time.
Well,
and
no,
see
no,
where
no.
we're at, man. I put my arms around him and hug him.
Oh,
Come on, man. Let's just be easy. We've been going through a lot of crap right now. Let's just.
Listen to Joe Biden. Come on, man.
oh my God.
Okay.
Let's try to
It's
another.
very irresponsible of us.
I want this to be very, very clear. The fact that you agreed with me when I said that we don't have time to spare definitely helped you, and you are actively undoing all of that with this conversation. Please, I just need something to work with.
Nate, I think it's time you at least point out the sword, dude.
Point out the sword. Oh, yeah. Well, no.
See, I told you. This is why you can't have this with Nate, because he doesn't remember shit.
Well, no, I know that, but that's not what I want. No, that's something he's not going to reveal. That is something way too close to him. That's going to take a long time to let him
No,
know.
I don't
let
mean
him know.
that, but I think you should let him understand that the sword lets you feel evil intent.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. That stuff. See what I mean, Alex?
Yeah.
He doesn't remember, so he'll never be able to meet you halfway
My
because he
God.
doesn't
Well-
remember.
My God, Zahn would rather have you believe that he's an actual eugenicist than talk about his magic sword.
Oh my God.
Now that you remember, Nate, do what you want to do.
Well, no, that's not where I was going on. The most I can tell you is I'm on a mission, and it's not anything I'm going to disclose to you at this moment because, frankly, I probably don't trust you as much as you don't trust me. And that's just going to be how it is for a while. But I can tell
The
you,
difference is, I've given you reason to trust me. You've given
Abby?
me.
Dude, he did just save an asshole's life in a fire for no reason. Again, something you probably don't remember.
well,
I
no,
made
like
a
that's not
point
good. That's
of-
not. Zahn's looking at things at a lot of bigger perspective. He's thinking about the whole world. He's not thinking about like just this one little incident. So one little person saving one little person is not going to be like, okay, well.
God, you arrogant,
Wow,
arrogant
what a-
fuck.
What a
Why
demand.
should we
You so
continue
much
working
bigger than
with
a
you if
single
we can't
person.
even trust you?
Man, I was trying to make everything work out, and wow, you're a dick.
Yeah, this is the first
I'm
time.
sorry, fucking Nate.
This is the
Hey.
third time we've talked about this. Can we just like, I don't know, agree to disagree or something? Go get something to drink.
Oh no, you guys have to. This is good RP because not a lot of stuff is ready. So you guys work this out. I think
Agreed to
Nate,
disagree with a murderer?
come clean a little bit, Nate.
Do you think that he's the only murderer in this entire group?
We have killed a lot of people to get where we're at right now, haven't we?
I would like to roll an insight check on that statement from Kane.
Go ahead.
Say most of us are a bit more upfront about our reasons for
Alright.
murder
What's
So-
than
All right.
we have a bad feeling about a guy.
All right, so I want to take it back a little bit because I think we got a little off track. So I want to take it back to where Kane was going on about his paw.
What about it?
Huh? Oh, wait. Because I want to stop there because that's going to bring it in a little bit more. Bring it in. So, because I'm going to look at him and be like, listen, your paw was a very, very bad man. And the people that did what they did to you, I can't tell you or begin to tell you the treacherous things they did and witnessed, that I witnessed. And there's a lot more like that. And the most I can tell you,
understand what happened to me.
the most I can tell you is that I sense those people in a way that eventually you'll know. And I am sure by now, and I don't mind telling this group, I am inflicted by a terrible disease. And I don't wish to inflict harm upon the human race, but that is what happens.
Okay,
if it's
now
not-
we're getting somewhere.
Because if
Yeah.
it's not fed, a lot of bad things will happen to a lot of good people.
You don't
Why don't
want
we just kill you then? Like, why are you even here?
I just want to point out, Nate,
He j-
just so you know, everything you've witnessed as Zahn is bad. Nothing you've seen is as bad as stabbing your own son in the back, hanging him from a tree, and letting your gang throw knives at him until he dies.
Well, I watched my entire village get murdered.
Yes, but you didn't watch your own son get hung from a tree and stabbed with... Like, Kane is like the oppression Olympics here with what happened to him.
Yeah.
Fucking medalist over there.
What I mean to say, what the fuck is your purpose?
that's getting a little existential, don't you think?
I mean, he has a point.
Also, what does that 15 mean
If-
for Kate?
If you're more of a threat to the people around us than someone who can actually help them, then like, why do we keep you around?
Alright, that insight means that Destin gets an understanding that you've done some fucked up shit in your time too.
Well, he does have the option of like playing it off as like making it
Yeah,
like kind of gesturing to others and making me think about the others and not specifically him.
he can
But I
attempt
was
to hide it
thinking
he
if-
wants.
yeah. Like-
But that's
Like
just
I'm
what you would
I'm
infer.
assuming that what I read from that is that you yourself have killed people.
Yeah, Kane isn't going to try to hide that he's done bad shit, but he doesn't want to go into detail because, like, he's not going to pretend he hasn't done bad things, but he's not going to
I'm
dwell
just gonna put
on the
these two
fact that
over
he's
here
done
because
bad
I'm starting
things.
to realize that everybody in this group has skeletons in their closet except for these two.
Which two?
Listen, he said that he doesn't just want to go around hurting people, and I respect that. So we're not gonna just get rid of him. The
Well,
matters with you.
Nate, they asked you a question though. Why would they keep you around? Why would they trust you? And we'll let you do that.
Here we go.
Why do we keep? Well, my answer would be, why do we keep you around?
And there
You
we
don't
go.
have to.
Because my purpose is simple, okay?
Well, no.
I find a bounty board, take note of the actual wanted criminals who are causing actual damage to the society, and I make sure that they don't cause any more damage. You,
so
on
you
the
just
other hand,
kill
are a loose cannon that so far has caused damage to those around us. So
Right.
why are we letting you slide?
Wait. Let's back up a second.
Put Kane
So
over
you're
here
just
'cause it's split
taking
Yeah.
you're taking wanted criminals and just dealing out your own vigilante justice without no recourse. What
I
makes
am
you decide which
Batman.
criminals deserve death or not?
I
Who
go
decide-
for the people who are actively causing us problems.
And what
Nate, I'm telling
defines
you,
the
Nate,
problem?
you're
I
gonna
do
have
my
to- you're gonna
research.
have to
I
reveal
do
the
my
sword to get through
research.
this.
Do you? If you do your research, do you know who I am?
Let me just flip through my book, and I'm sure I got you written down if that's
It's
where
like
you
he's
think you
on a
belong.
restaurant. Do you know who I am?
Yeah. Do you know who I am? No.
Like
Is he in my
Karen.
book?
Well, no,
Oh,
I'm going to
yeah,
rebuttal. No, because I do actually have a rebuttal to that.
Kane is
Actually, wait,
in
no,
your-
wait. We've already established his father's in the book.
Yes, Kane's father's in the book, but he's in the book under known associate.
Is
But-
Kane like a zombie or something? What is his thing?
Pretty much.
Well,
Okay.
he hasn't
Like a
revealed
zombie.
all that yet to you. You just know.
Well, no,
he's
because like
He
my
did
guy.
reveal that he used to be dead.
Okay, yeah, because
Well, no, I do have a rebuttal to.
All right, Kane, let me sort it out, and then you can do your rebuttal. So,
Okay.
Nick, he's in the book, but not as someone you would expect is a criminal, just known associate, as in they don't. He's not listed as a like target or anything like that.
So he's attached. He's attached to his father, but he's not
Yes.
actually listed as like.
In that way.
So his father's listed as a criminal. He's just listed as someone who's known to have a connection. He's just a
Yeah,
connection.
and they don't have enough proof to know if he's been part
Yeah.
of any of that shit.
Yeah.
Essentially, you can do your rebuttal now, Nick.
All right, so I look at him and be like, listen, well, I haven't known you that long, and I'm sure you're law-abiding or whatever you do to take down criminals. But I've known a lot of people in a lot of different governments that claim the same thing, and they turned out not to be so good in the end. So what makes me think you're such a good guy?
Listen, I ain't gonna argue as to whether or not I'm necessarily good in the eyes of the law. All I'm saying is that when I deal justice, I have a choice. Okay, you
Well,
literally
gives you
just
the-
described yourself as a loose cannon who is being controlled by something out of your
And
hands.
and what gives you the right to deal justice?
What gives me the right to deal justice is when I see these bandits ransacking ranches and paying off the law, letting the law just sit there and do absolutely nothing while these
Check
poor
your
people
Discord message.
are seeing their lives getting ruined by all these outlaws.
And how do you know those ranchers that are getting looted didn't do some bad things themselves, and maybe they're getting some of repercussions
Nate,
from
you're
that?
arguing semantics now here, man.
Yeah.
My point here is
The
whether
difference
or
is
not,
because
whether or not you're going after criminals. I just want to know what gives you the right to decide that they die.
Ooh, this is some existential shit.
You really want to know?
Yeah.
Because these are the people who keep breaking out of the jails the few times they do end up in, lacing the pockets of those who should be putting them behind bars with
Like
silver.
the syndicate. You can mention the syndicate. You weren't here last week. The syndicate.
What syndicate?
You weren't here last
I
week.
don't
The
know.
syndicate is a criminal
The s-
organization that does fucked up shit. In this
Okay,
area.
yeah, like syndicate,
Basically,
like-
they run the prison that we just busted them out of.
I'm sorry, Nick. You may continue. I just wanted to point that
Okay.
out because you are in.
Yeah, I don't know
I
enough
want you
about
to
that at
know.
all to be able to say anything in character about that.
The
I don't
Brick
remember
family
where I
has
was,
something
I
to
just
do.
had
I mean, the
AAV.
Morta family has something to do with the syndicate, so you would know them from a character point.
Okay. I forgot where I was.
I'm sorry.
I can't get interrupted. I
lining-
lose all
lining the
momentum. I don't
pockets.
know where I was. I really don't.
Lining the pockets of
Lining the
of people like the
pockets of
syndicate or
people
whatever.
Oh, yeah.
and doing evil.
Yeah, so like all these criminals, they'd be they're lining the pockets of these so-called lawmen. Meanwhile, people just trying to live their life, ranching, farming, even just transporting people through cart services and whatnot.
Yeah, well, there's a difference.
Honest
between
workers.
Some criminals, and how are you meant to decide that? How do you know if you haven't seen their life and their motivation, which are the criminals that are just trying to make it just like everyone else, but have chosen a different path for it, and the true honest to God monsters? You
Listen,
don't know
I'm
that
not going to
difference.
waste my time. I'm not going to waste my time with a simple pickpocket, something small. No, I deal with the people who actually go out killing people, burning ranches, destroying lives.
Then
Now,
do-
if it is a high value target who's going out and
Hey,
picking
Nate's only done
pockets
one of
of-
those. Eh?
okay,
All right.
He's 1 for 3, man. Hey,
why
that's
are we
not-
fighting against me when
No,
this guy
no,
literally
just
just
say-
admitted to
No,
having
because-
a disease that makes him kill people?
I'm
Because,
just saying,
Nick-
one
The
out of
argument
3 ain't
isn't whether or
bad.
not
Nick.
Yes,
because
I
you-
agree with
criminals
Marshall
is
here.
wrong.
My
But it's a-
concern isn't one of ethics, it's one of
Yes.
practicality. How can you not be a concern on future missions, assuming that we continue future missions?
Yes, like
Well,
the
the thing
whole
is-
point of this conversation isn't whether or not we should kill him, because we're not going to do that, okay?
Nick.
We're not arguing his life. We're arguing why are we keeping him around if he's a threat to people?
No, but Nick, your character just described Kane in a nutshell and said, "I just go out and kill these people."
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Nate, I think you're gonna have to come through and clean up some stuff though, because like you can't make them trust you by basically just saying, "Look, trust me, bro." Like you're gonna have to like at least prove something.
What does it take for you to control this disease? Do you have some control over this disease? Have you tried anything to get rid of it?
JD, what were you gonna say?
I'm brooding right now. I'm about ready to throw down. Just FYI.
Listen, he might not have the cleanest track record, but I am willing to bet that a few of us don't have the cleanest track record. So maybe we should just continue with what we're doing. And if something happens that really, threatens to... What I'm saying is this: if this jack-off really fucks up, then maybe we should have this discussion. But he hasn't done anything that hasn't affect us personally.
Did you forget the bar?
So you're saying that we
Forget the
let him
fight
do
that you
whatever he wants
started?
until he
Literally.
goes too far.
Yeah, it was a fight that we won.
Doesn't matter if we
It
won.
wasn't-
It's a fight that shouldn't have started in the first place.
You're gonna get into some fights. You can't just walk around with your fucking head in the clouds for the rest of your life.
Yeah, well, there's a difference between being the victim of an aggressor and being the aggressor in a fight. And he was the aggressor, so why are we keeping him around if he's gonna start fights on us that we don't need to be in?
Nate, there's your opening. Do something.
I can tell you we were not the aggressor. The aggressor was the people that realized they were called out. And when they realized they were called out, they picked a fight.
Man, you're getting really
He's
hard
walking
to-
around it.
You're getting hard to
We're
help.
going in circles and getting nowhere with this.
Wait, where'd
Listen.
Bazinga go?
You're not the aggressor, but why'd you start this argument to begin with? That's pretty aggressive if you ask me.
Because why should I keep traveling with you people if we're gonna keep going stuff like this? Like, why
Like
am I
what?
here and why are you guys here? Like, what's
Like-
the whole point of this?
Like
Okay.
what? Successfully pulling off a mission and letting the guy live? I don't think we should have done that, but
I
you know.
will allow an insight check for that answer that Nate gave. To see if anybody can glean what he means by they were the aggressors, not him.
Excuse me, can
Yeah,
I have a burger and fries?
My
Over here.
No burger and fries for
Dustin
you.
is a
Burger
little
fries?
bit more willing to work with Zahn at this point because he's at least given the explanation of, oh, there's this disease that is going on, which plausible. It's a plausible explanation for some of his actions, but
Anybody else insight?
Eston's still very skeptical.
I feel like Kane doesn't have to since he's kind of already on his side.
I'm too enraged to insight.
That's why I gave you rage.
I saw that. That's funny.
All right, Raven, you sense that he believes that he wasn't the aggressor there. There might be more to that situation that you did not see. Simply by watching him say it, he comes off as being generally honest in that moment, which makes you think there might be more to it than just, he picked a
Talking
fight.
out his ass.
Yeah. You could tell he's
Or
not
at
talking
least
out
he
his ass.
believes that that's how things went down.
Yeah.
Right, so no, I want to walk up to what's his face, the guy. Raven? Yeah, he's the law-abiding man, right?
He's the one that's been kind of middle ground,
Um,
but Jarek is the one that's arguing with
Jarek. Yeah, sorry, Jarek. I'm backwards here. Anyway, so Jarek. So I pulled Jarek aside away from the group.
Jarek looks at him like he's about
I'm-
to get shot.
Okay, no.
Is Jarek allowing him to pull
Oh,
pull him aside?
Are you following him?
No.
No.
Oh my
crazy
God.
person who literally just admitted to having a disease that makes him want to attack
Oh
people,
my
trying
God.
to pull me aside.
Nate
Why would I do
literally
that?
opened up to do it, and Nick shot it down.
Oh
Well,
my
when
god.
you're trying to pull me aside, why
um,
why do you need to tell me this privately? Why can't you explain
Because
this to the group?
it's something that all the group doesn't have to know.
If the rest of the group doesn't have to know, oh my gosh.
Hey, your
Well, no.
burger's over there, Bazanga. Just so you know, that's what the waiter's for.
Your burger's over there.
The
Anyway,
waiter said to take your order. We'll get you in a second, bro. This is to me.
come here and I will show you how to sense true
If you're
evil.
going to explain it to me, you're going to have to trust to explain it to the rest of us, because otherwise we ain't going to be able to work together.
You all are being stubborn as hell. Can you just communicate?
Yes,
with
I'm
one
going to be
another?
stubborn.
No, both of y'all.
Give me one good reason to trust this guy.
He just
Just
tried to
yes!
give you a
He
reason, bro.
literally admitted to being a loose cannon, okay? I have zero trust in him.
Listen, we are
if-
all here. Go ahead.
If you really want to know, if you're such a law-abiding man, you want to know how to sense true evil, I can show you how to do that.
I ain't
Just
a
kiss
law-abiding
already!
man. I am a man of justice.
It's not about the ability to sense evil, Zahn. It's about your ability to control this disease.
Hug each other.
It all comes into one place. From Nate's character point of view, all of that is combined. The reason why he can sense evil, the controlling of the disease, all that stuff fits into one.
Yeah.
Listen,
All right. So
Well, I'm asking
doesn't-
point blank in character about the
Yes,
disease.
from a player perspective, Nate is trying to give at least one of you the info without completely giving away his entire character. All I'm saying is meet in the middle with this, because he's trying to meet you in the middle without giving away his entire background to all of you, which is why he's trying to give it to Nick, which is the one that's most like anti him right now, other than the guy seething with like foam from his mouth.
I think Destin is like right there with Jarek, like kind of just nodding along with what Jarek's saying.
Okay.
I am.
Um,
I noticed that I am too upset, and I tell the group I've heard enough. I'm going upstairs to a room.
See, that's what I mean by getting creative with the shit. Let me take the rage. You cool down as the rage leaves your body. All right.
Aye.
Are you gonna reveal
Do
the
you
rest
want-
of them or what? It's up to
no,
you.
no. So Jarek, do you want to know how to sense true evil?
I do, but I'm not going off alone with you. I don't trust you at all. For all I know, you're just going to try and kill me around the corner and then flee.
we're all here for a purpose, all right? We don't need to trust each other like the fucking person next to us at church.
You trust the people at church?
Yeah, I will say you don't trust the
I
Listen,
people.
we are
trust
going
him
into
more than I
combat
would-
situations.
It's a saying.
We need to be able to trust each other if we're going to be going into combat.
Well, this conversation has been very enlightened as to how I should trust none of y'all.
Nick, you knew it was gonna happen. You knew Mitch was gonna end up on polar opposites of you.
Oh, I know.
It's wonderful.
Listen, I want to make it clear on a player situation, like a player-to-player thing. I think this is great. I think this is fine. I'm just saying, in character, Jarek has absolutely no trust in him
Oh,
whatsoever.
Nate, would you be willing to reveal to two people so that he's
Wait,
not
so-
worried?
So how far is there a balcony or something nearby?
Yeah, you can go over to like you guys could go over here and
All
be
right.
perfectly visible from everyone, and it would just be like a little like drink room.
Okay, so I motioned to Kane to follow us.
All right, all right.
Dun, dun, dun.
The question is, are you willing to come with Kane backing you up, Jarek?
I got my gun drawn.
Destin's looking.
I'm
Destin
keeping my
looks to
distance. I'm
Jarek.
keeping my distance. I'll be near them, but not next to them. Like I'm
Right.
keeping my distance, and I got my gun drawn. And I'm not even going that close.
And
No, okay,
Destin,
I'm moving- I'm
Destin
moving
moves
that.
to follow.
We'll put you. You're up
Destin moves to follow.
Okay,
I'm
but you're
keeping.
gonna
I'm
try to
keeping
sneak
near the
up?
pillars, so that way I got cover.
I'm not trying to sneak up. I'm walking up just normally.
Alright.
I'm not being sneaky about it.
Raven's gonna stay at a distance, but he's gonna keep an eye on the situation.
The sad fact is, the most trustworthy person here so far is the Silver Scale, and I can't believe I'm saying that. I gotta wash my mouth out.
Raven goes over to the table. He lays his sniper rifle down. And he's like, "I got it trained on his head, guys. He won't make a move."
Yeah. This
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
thing is
So-
so confusing.
Okay. So Archel, well, Jarek, be like, I'm gonna ask you something, and I can tell you these other Kane would probably be the only one close enough to probably do harm to me if I was to harm you. I'm gonna ask you to put your gun down for a moment.
Heck no.
Could you cooperate?
All right. Realistically, if you're gonna have them touch the sword, he doesn't need. He can do it with one hand, Nate. Just so you know, he's capable of one-handing that.
Okay. I know it's about like the moment though. It's about like, you know what I mean? It's about the momentum though. It's about like, listen, let your guard down and I will show you how to actually see true evil.
Let's just get this
All right,
over
so
with.
we'll say Zahn stabs the table right in front with his
Okay.
hand on it and says, "Touch the
Can
blade."
I just, out of character, say something real quick?
Yeah.
Are we sure we want the reckless vigilante to have the ability to see evil for a moment here?
It's only
my
for a
God.
moment.
Like,
Dude,
is this
but-
a good idea?
It's
Yeah,
like
okay.
Nobody's
Hey.
pure evil, but let's say I'm going to move this forward. Nate stabs the table and goes, "Touch," and you will sense.
Well, yeah. Well, I kind of want. Yeah. Well, no, I want to be like, I want you to envision that warden that we just left at the prison. I want you to envision him in your mind, and then I want you to touch this blade.
And how
Now
do I
back
know
to
this
me.
ain't no trick?
It.
Look at the
You can
board.
tell me if
Back
it's
to
trick
me.
afterwards.
You can walk in
Is that an
anytime you
in-
want, JD.
I mean, you
Is
could.
that-
You're literally putting me in a corner here. You could literally be doing anything right now.
Is Zahn saying this exclusively to Jarek, or is Destin involved in this?
No,
Because
just
I
to
would like
Jarek.
to. I would like to move forward to touch the blade, keeping my eyes on Zahn for the most part. But I'm not doing this quickly, so if you say something, I'll probably
Do you let him touch the blade?
Well, no, I just look at him and stop him and be like, listen, you're not ready to see this kind of evil. If Jarek says and has done what he has done, he's ready to see it.
There is no ready to see evil. You see it whether you'd want to or not.
One of you can
As you
touch
say
it.
that, Destin definitely glares at you. And if you want, you can roll an insight on that.
Yeah, sure.
This is to Zahn specifically. As Zahn said,
Oh,
that
I thought you meant what
he's
I
not
said.
ready to see that type of evil. If Zahn would like to see what Destin's thinking at that moment, or take a guess.
Well, Zahn is thinking that you're just kind of like, you're overstepping a little bit and you have a lot to learn. And it's not your time.
Well, I mean, I did say that I kind of glare at you as you say that.
Yeah.
I just
And if
want
you
JD
want
to
to
walk in
if
and
you
be like,
want to
"Touch
gather
it."
anything from that, you're welcome to try an insight check.
Yeah, if you
As
wish to
Destin
insight
pauses
that.
for a moment. As Destin pauses for a moment in his walking towards the table and then takes another step forwards. Oh yeah, sure. There's definitely a lot of contemplation, and Destin sizing Zahn up, and probably the thought that you can tell that he's having the thought that he's considering whether or not he has seen this evil firsthand as he's looking at you.
Yeah, I'll be back.
And I'm continuing forward to step forward and take a touch the blade for a moment.
Nate, he's
All right.
got-
Well, no. All right. So I'm going to grab his hand and be like, listen, once you see this, it can't go back. There's no putting it back in the box. Are you aware of that?
Destin wordlessly stares at you, and clearly he's just waiting for you to take your hand off his.
Destin's
All right.
growing into a man. Are you touching the blade, Destin?
Yes. But I'm not focusing on the warden. I'm not thinking of the warden at this moment. I'm thinking of Zahn himself.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So you touch the blade, and immediately you get a ripping sense of dread as images start blasting you in the head of a burning village, flashing back and forth, people being killed, warriors trying to fight, being cut down, being shot, being killed everywhere, women and children being killed. You get a flash of a kid crying in a corner. You get another flash of a man picking the kid up and running and bringing him over and putting him in behind like a bush and saying, "Stay here, Zahn. Protect yourself. And watch over this." And he hands him a blade. Then he turns and he runs back into the thing. You see him get cut down. You see him get butchered. Then you see a flash of like a kid running through like a dense kind of rotting forest with a blade in his hand, bawling his eyes out. And then it flashes back to where you are.
As I'm experiencing this, and just the overwhelming amount of information that's coming in.
You don't just see it, you feel grief and pain. You feel it.
As if it was your grief and pain.
Yeah. If you've ever seen The Crow, kind of like The Crow, where the guy transfers all the pain to him, you feel all of it. In fact, it's probably going to do psychic damage to you at the end of this.
All right, and as I'm doing this, after this all happens, I assume over a very small amount of time.
Seconds.
I'm assuming that over a couple of seconds, as it just stops after a bit and just kind of eases off for a moment.
I would say no, you're on the ground. I would say you'd probably be on the ground. He already has the blade put back, and everybody's kind of around you asking if you're okay.
I would give him a Constitution saving throw to see if he falls down or if he withstands it, if you wish, Alex. Or you can let yourself crumple to the ground with the weight of this. Right, you drop to one knee, but then like someone trying to be strong, you stand back up because you're no kid anymore.
As I'm maintaining my hand on the blade, as I'm regathering my strength, I want to start casting Identify.
Okay.
It does take 1 minute to properly do this.
Nate, are you letting him do it?
Yeah.
Right. So you do this for about a minute, and this is what you get. All right. Tenkin is a blade of renowned power, capable of letting its wielder sense evil intent in the very soul of people. It is said the owner does not choose who kills, but the sword tells him who is not worthy of life anymore. It is one of 4 great samurai swords that are legend to be filled with very power of the guardians themselves. And when all 4 are combined, they become one legendary sword, which is why his village was destroyed in the first place.
What I'm gathering from this is that it has a deep spiritual connection to the world itself, essentially.
Yes. Like,
okay, so this is not like it's not based on some arbitrary rule set by the creator. It's based on like a deep spiritual connection to the world itself.
Yes. And not only that, but because Nate
has
wielded it
the
so
idea
long.
of the idea of who is not worthy of life anymore, I'm assuming, is just a like something that he's able to decide based on what the blade what he experiences
when
through the
there's
blade.
so much pure evil in the person's heart or the creature's heart that there is no redeeming it, and it knows that because of its connection to the world and the planet and the guardians.
And I'm assuming it communicates it in exactly the way that I just experienced it.
Yes, except he doesn't have to, the people don't have to touch it for him to do that.
Well, what I mean is, like, he would have something like that.
Yeah, except it's worse with him. With Nate's character, it's like, he has to suppress the knowledge of it because every person he sees has some sort of sin or another within them. So it's constantly berating him with this. But it's not always telling him that they all need to die. It's just always like an indicator of evil around him. He senses evil aura wherever he goes because everybody has a little evil within them.
Kane must give him a headache.
So, Jarek, back to Jarek though. He wants to know Or what? Yeah, was Jarek who originally initiated this conversation, right? I got that right, right?
Uh,
Yeah.
Destin started the conversation. Jarek was the one who really drove it
Oh,
forward.
wait. So I look at Dustin and be like, you want to know what actually happened in that town, right?
Destin, I think Destin is still
Out of it.
kind
Shit
of just
himself.
processing this,
Oh.
processing what he experienced right there.
Well, Zon's going to kind of drive it home so he kind of feels the full brunt of this and realizes what he just asked.
I think Zahn would probably know exactly what Destin just experienced based on.
Oh, yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah.
He does. But he's going to look at it and drive it home and be like, you wanted to know what happened in that town. That man that I had to end, if you saw what they did, the person they were going to bring to that prison, that innocent person that didn't harm anybody his entire life, that they were framing just to get a bounty.
All right, so for
You wouldn't have left that. You wouldn't have let that slide. Neither would anybody else.
for information for the group, what he's basically explaining to you is that these people picked a random family, butchered everybody but the father, and then dragged him in to have him arrested for butchering the family so that they could get a bounty off of him. And these guys are slavers and traders, and that's what they did for business. They would go out and look for people, innocent or guilty, make their crimes worse, so the bounty would go up, and then they'd drag them in and sell them for the bounty.
And you want to know why I said he was the aggressor? As soon as that man walked out and saw that his friend was no longer with us, he thought we were out to get him. He thought we were out to expose him, that we knew what they did. So the only best thing he could do was pick a fight with us to save his own skin. Now you understand how evil works.
I did think his reaction was a little much to be
As he finishes saying that, I think Destin's just going to let go of the blade and take a step backwards.
Derek,
Yeah.
would you like to touch the blade?
After seeing how it badly affected Destin, I don't trust that thing.
You missed the point.
I don't know. Listen, for all I know, he just put some kind of curse or illusion on that thing.
Did you not hear what he explained?
Oh, I heard it, but like, he can say whatever the heck he wants to say after that.
Oh my god, we spent weeks trying to. How am I gonna fix Nate so that they don't think he's a fucking murder hobo? And Nick is with me all the way up, and he's like, I'm gonna twist the blade.
Oh.
I love it.
Oh boy.
His trust is already so low, he's not gonna like randomly trust a magical object.
All right.
Because, like, the
Destin,
person
though,
doesn't
you took
trust them,
9 damage psychic, and you are feeling drained and slightly messed up.
I
Hey.
just want to say one thing. If that's all right.
Yep, and then I'm gonna go over here to the table with these two talking.
If we're gonna get anywhere, we're gonna have to put differences and our self-righteousness aside. All of us have messed up in one way or another, some of us a lot. But we all have a purpose in doing what we're doing right now, so we're all gonna have to put that aside. Anywhere?
I love how, as you're saying this, the only thought going through Destin's mind as you say all of us have messed up in some way or another is speak for yourself.
All right, we're gonna cut over. So, as you guys, they're doing that. Hey, sugar, burger and a beer. He's talking to you, Bazinga.
Yes, why not?
She's like, I'm Rebecca. Who might you two be? Did Bazinga not come?
Raven is fine.
Bazinga's AFK
Oh.
again. Dude, tell him to stop taking dumps during the D&D stream.
I don't deep down.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
And then she turns around. She's like, "Give me another beer and another burger for my friend Raven here. This here is my fine establishment. One of 2 of my beautiful taverns. I hear you
What's
guys
the-
work for Irving now.
Yes, that's why we're here.
Good. Yeah, I just made a report with him the other day. I could use some help.
I'm back.
He might be sending you along. Oh, motherfucker. He might be sending you along some information about me in a little bit. Drinks and food are on me. Because, you know, at one point you're going to be doing shit for me anyway. Toodaloo. And she walks off, leaving you all the food.
Oh, Raven's good. Like, I was gonna. Fine. Some other time,
What's that,
perhaps.
sugar?
You said you had 2 establishments. Where's the second one?
Well, the Little Rock, obviously.
Yeah, that seems like a good place for an establishment.
It's the only 2 places in this entire area that are safe. Everywhere else is run by the Syndicate. Irvin does everything he can to keep him out of Little Rock, and they don't dare mess around with his fortress here in Valeria Chateau. Valeria Chateau. Anyway, sugar, I gotta go prepare dinner for the rest of the people. But you and your friends come on back tomorrow, because I'm sure you guys can help me. And she walks off. Since Bazinga's AFK, we can't do any kind of RP with this. So, back over to the group that just watched Destin's brain explode. And JD, you're welcome to come back anytime you fucking want, dude.
Was that a
Oh, okay.
waitress? They've got to have peppers.
You could ask her.
She already walked away. That's fine.
Listen, I don't trust you at all, but you prove yourself. Help hunt us out some outlaws as we're out there. Use those to do whatever it is that you need to do, I guess. Then I might be willing to come around. But know this. I've got many bullets in my gun, and I'm
6.
one heck of a draw. So don't you ever slip up. You got that?
Maybe someone should have a talk with these outlaws first. Make sure that there's no biases involved.
Right.
So as you guys are talking, you see Axel come walking back in, no longer burning with rage.
You still in the same place?
Jesus, now you show up. The waitress already came over and hit on you.
Damn it! I fell asleep. Sorry, man.
Is there anything else you guys wish to do?
I'm probably just gonna keep eyeing the 2. Just kind of like, or Kane's just gonna kind of eye them like. He's really weary of them now.
Which 2?
Destin and Jarek.
Yeah, keep in mind, you just kind of put him firmly on Zon's side, strictly by talking about criminals as, like, the dust, like, just the...
Beneath your boots, yeah.
Yeah, the like, sludge on the underbelly of society. And he's like,
I'm reading the room, and the room ain't liking me.
Kane, listen. I got your name in my book, but so far, you're so unremarkably petty that you're not worth my time. So, just keep it that way.
Wow.
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 So not only is he sludge, but he's not even worth your time.
He's low-level sludge. At this point,
I
you hear-
would say that being sludge and not being worth your time are usually mutually inclusive.
You hear
So-
the door to the inn open, to the ballroom open at this time. And
Did
hear-
you guys get anywhere with Zahn? While I was gone?
That was a while ago.
I
Yeah.
was not here.
Destin touched the sword.
Okay.
And
Collapsed, pretty much.
he kind of staggered when he did.
He went
Um,
comatose for
Wisdom of
32
1,000
seconds.
suns.
and
Alright.
he took a step back and seems to not be pressing the issue anymore.
To catch you up, Bazinga, what happened was he basically touched the sword and saw Nate's past and saw the slaughter of his village and the killing of his people,
Mhm.
and learned that the sword lets Nate's character Zahn basically know where pure and true evil is and what people are worth living and worth leaving alive and not leaving alive. The blade is connected directly to the guardians and the planet, and it can literally tell when there's someone completely irredeemable in this world that don't deserve their life anymore.
The sword is a death.
Assuming that touching the sword, because we didn't actually clarify this, I see the most relevant things for understanding a person's morality.
You see basically what they've experienced or what they've done. Because it's not just it's not just sensing evil. Because like say
I'm guessing
finds-
that what you see and what they've done is emphasis placed on the most important details to
Yes.
determining whether someone is or is not redeemable.
It's gray area though. So like let's say
Yeah.
Nate came across a father who just killed this man in the most brutal and disgusting way. But what Nate notices in his soul is that this man's daughter was raped and killed by the guy that he just killed. So although that guy has done something evil, he's not unredeemable. And the sword might not tell him he doesn't deserve life anymore. He might tell him he deserves to be corrected about what he's done and given a chance.
It's like the sword isn't like actually telling him whether or not the person is worthy of life. It's giving him all of the things he needs to make that decision.
Yes,
The
exactly.
context.
So
Okay.
you hear Irving coming in with his cane, and he walks over to the group. He kind of puts his hand on Axel's shoulder. If you would, my good sir, help me up these stairs.
Axel.
Oh, sorry. Who is touching me?
My God.
Irving is asking for help climbing up these stairs in front of him.
Oh, no problem. I pick him up and carry him up the stairs.
All right.
God.
He didn't need that much help, but he goes.
I'm full of piss and vinegar right now,
He
alright?
sits down. He puts his cane out in front of him. He's like, "We were not able to save Williams's arm,
Oh God, you
I-
scared me there for a second.
but he is."
I
okay."
assumed that. That's why I put a tourniquet to stop the bleeding. Save an arm to save a life.
He's okay.
No,
He'll be
lose an
able-
arm to save a life.
He'll be able to continue his work. He thanks all of you very, very much. But it's going to be a few weeks of recovery before he can get back to work, which means we have a couple of weeks downtime where I can't send you to do any of the work we needed to get done. So with
Wait,
that,
why?
Oh, fuck.
He turns and looks and he says, "Well, he's my chief archaeologist. In order for us to locate the ruins I need investigated, I need him to do the research and find them. So we're going to be in a holding pattern. But that said, we do have other issues that are pressing within the region." And at that point, you hear some more noise. Some more footsteps. Give me a second while I look. I'm missing someone. New files, new file format. Let's see. Little Rock,
As-
Valeria.
When
And
God-
you hear another man come, another set of footsteps come walking up. You know, Irving, for someone with a freaking cane, you are really fast. And Irving's like, "Well, I told you to stop talking to that woman." Anyway, Cole, I'd like to introduce you to Arms, my elite squad. And he turns and looks around and goes, chuckles a little bit because you guys are new. He doesn't know how elite you are, really. My elite squad of mercenaries who will be doing a great deal of work in an attempt to benefit this region and the world, hopefully. And then he turns and looks back at the group and says, "I have a couple of issues on our plate that I could use some help for. But I'll give you guys time and let you decide. For starters, I'm sure you met Rebecca over there, and he kind of waves over to like the bartender who's like cleaning up and all that. Nice girl. Her parents were killed a few years back by the Syndicate when they took over. Oh fuck, I forgot the name of it. Bluffwood Point.
That's an introduction.
What's up?
That's an introduction.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have a thing for strays, don't you?
Well, this is the last 2 safe havens in this entire region. I don't have enough manpower on my own to deal with the Syndicate, but they don't have the capability of smashing the defenses of Little Rock or Valeria, given they are both nestled in defensive positioning. If you remember the map of Little Rock, you can literally, it's surrounded by mountains, so they can get gunmen up on the mountains and shoot down at people. And Valeria is up on top of the mountain, so if other people were to try to climb up to get over there, they could get hit from Little Rock. Like, this area is extremely defensive and hard for people to get to, which is why the Syndicate hasn't messed with them. But people come here when the Syndicate destroys their houses and their homes.
Is she the one that was flirting with me?
Yes.
So I want to say, hey girl, you know what the difference is between me and your parents? I'll be there for you.
Oh
Oh
my god!
Like slap him for that.
Oh,
she gives like I'm gonna roll a d20 to see if she hates you or loves you, because girls like bad boys. So she fucking despises you.
Oh shit! Hey, I tried.
I apologize for
think
my
we
friend
need an
here. He has
attack
a
roll.
weird
I think-
thing about shouting
I-
random things.
What's up?
I think we need an attack roll on Raven's slap.
Oh, gladly.
Are you slapping him?
I am slapping him.
Give me that attack roll. What's your AC? 16 is the beat.
How do I actually roll an attack roll?
Just
D20.
you can just roll the end game gun,
Oh.
targeting him, and then we just won't roll damage.
Okay. Because I don't.
Oh, okay.
Also, just do a d20 plus strength plus proficiency.
So you guys know, Argon combat bar is no longer working. So if you see that bar that's either at the top or your bottom of your screen that says like inventory, spells, and all that, that's your new bar. Click on inventory, Raven, and it will bring up.
So when I try to click on something, it doesn't actually keep it on the screen. So when I try to go to an actual option, it goes away.
Everybody go into the options, their option menu real quick.
Option menu.
As in configuration settings.
Uh-huh.
Everybody have it open?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. If you scroll down to the very bottom, you're gonna see a thing that says Token Action Hub on the left side. You might not have to scroll at all.
All right.
All right. And then inside the window where all the options are, there is an option. Scroll down to where is it? Because I gotta find it.
Click to open categories.
Yeah. You want to turn click to open categories on.
There it is.
Question.
What's up?
Can I turn off his form of dread, Canes? Doesn't have that on anymore.
That's right. There you go.
Thank you.
And if you click and hold, you can move the bar around. But basically, you click on the spot, and it will bring up your abilities and shit, and then you can click on them to use them. As soon as Argon's working again, we'll get it, but I couldn't get it to open today when I tried it. You pimp slapped the fuck out of Malcolm. Malcolm.
Damn, I wasn't talking to you.
I need a Constitution check save from you to see if you get knocked out like an anime character. He hit a 20, so I'm giving you a 16 to beat this. It's a high roll because he fucking slammed you.
oh!
You collapse onto the table, but don't go completely out.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Exactly. Irvin chuckles a little bit. I'm glad you guys are getting along. Down to business real quick. And he goes, we have 2 situations on our hands. One is much more dire than the other. our good friend Rebecca over here has been having food and alcohol shipments ambushed and robbed within the city of Little Rock. We believe that some low-level syndicate people have managed to infiltrate in. I need someone to take care of it and get rid of them. And now for the much more dire situation. Cole? And this guy walks up. I was wondering were you going to let me talk. Listen up, boys. My name's Cole Colewood. Is it Cole Colewood? Hang on a second.
Sounds like a name. Sounds like a kind of name that.
If it wasn't his name before, it is his name now.
Cole
My name's
Colewood.
Jojo Blow.
My name is Cole Colewood. You might know of me. Anybody who wants to do a history check that has traveled the world. So if any of you have not traveled around much, you cannot do this. But those of
You're
you
clearly just telling me that. Like,
Well,
that's clearly just for me.
it could be other people. Like Axel has only been to one area of the world. His home
Yeah.
in here. You know the name as a world-renowned hunter, not a bounty hunter, a hunter, a man who goes out and fights a beast and other sorts of stuff. And he says to you, we got a real critical situation here. The entirety of the Little Rock region, its food supply comes directly from a place known as the Uruk Plains. And I received a letter while in the Shattered Peninsula about a month and a half ago, that they've been dealing with an overly aggressive pride of lions. Rumor has it it's led by a shatter lion. This is extremely rare for the region and dangerous. Shatter lions are so powerful and capable that they manage to drag in other prides and lions around them. So normally, this is just a DM note, normally a pride of lions follows its leader. They don't group with other prides. They follow their own leader. But shatter lions are so powerful that they literally submit other prides. And they breed rapidly, so rapidly that there are no other types of lions in the Shattered Peninsula, and there's hardly any other wildlife in the Shattered Peninsula other than monsters, because the Shatter lions have hunted them to almost extinction. And if one has moved over here, there's a good chance that they will start hunting all the game and wildlife and even the people in this region to almost extinction.
Yikes.
So he explains that to you, and he says, I'm in need of a capable group to travel with me out to the Uruk camp. And then we're going on a hunt, boys. Irving looks over at you and says, that's our current situation. Until I can get Williams up and running and he can get back on his feet, you are welcome to rest and relax here, but these people do need help, and I would be willing to pay you if you decide to go. I'm not asking you to go. I'm not ordering you to go. This is just the current situation as it stands.
I just realized something over the course of us talking that we probably also should be aware of.
What would that be?
Well, there's a reason that my father is wanted. Is that he's not yet in prison. And if news of my little stunt gets back to him, it's not gonna be great.
Already noted.
Wonderful. I'm gonna die again.
Threads, baby. You gave me some threads. At this point, Urban stands up. I'd like to thank you all again for helping my dear friend. I must retire. My sister Ellie has just arrived, and I'd like to go visit her in her room before I go to bed. If you're willing to help, rendezvous in the morning. Talk it over with Cole, Rebecca there, since she owns the tavern that the food and alcohol is being stolen from. I will see you when I summon you in about a week or two to get to work on the real problems at hand. And he kind of stumbles off slowly, unless anybody has something else they want to say or ask him.
Remind me, did we get paid for this?
Yes. He also says Jeeves has left your money in your rooms, your payment. Also, one of you has... Malcolm, you have 1k gold on you. Is there a reason for that? It's a
I
little
don't know.
bag right here. Did I do that because of the last payment and we just haven't split it up yet?
I don't know.
Probably.
No, that was the gold that they gave us for turning in Kane.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah, you're
right.
So you guys can split that. So you have 2k gold on you that can be split amongst the whole group. Music just changed up. I was like,
Yeehaw.
I gave you the money and then I heard.
Next time on Wild On.
The group finds Malcolm buck naked and bent over 16 young women and a bottle of alcohol with all of their money gone.
Oh my
Sounds about right.
Oh, dear
So
God.
I found the Sambo pass in my inventory still. Can I get rid of that?
The what?
Or do we
Oh, yeah, you can toss that. All right, so Irving's going to make his way out and depart to go see his sister Ellie, who's just arrived at the castle. It's late. If you go to sleep now, you have time to get a full 8 hours rest, and then you guys could decide if you want to time jump to the past all this stuff, or if you want to do this stuff. Keep in mind I haven't built anything but this stuff because I was rushing to get everything done. Each of you get 2k gold, split amongst 7 of you. I mean, it's 2k gold split.
That's a really inconvenient amount of time.
I'll just do 285 and call it there.
Zon Narim done.
I just put the done so I didn't get lost. So it's about 285 gold each.
I deleted it. 285, you're saying?
It's 285 each if everybody wants to add that to their gold.
285.
Yeah, those of you who don't know how, fuck you.
Destin's just kind of like accepting it, not really. He's been very out of it this whole conversation. Basically ever since the sword.
Ever since the technical brain damage.
Raven's gonna approach Dustin and ask, so, on a scale of rabbit dog to paragon, how trustworthy is our loner over there?
I think Destin just kind of like he listens to he's hearing what Raven says, and he's considering for a moment.
This is great music for this right here.
Come on, Rebecca, come with me. Let's go. Pride or clothing? Let's go.
Okay, she's like, how dare you talk to me that way, sugar? You ain't man enough for me. Go ahead and roll your persuasion.
So to answer, Destin does not actually end up answering Raven. But I mean, if you want, you can do an insight to see like just general demeanor and whatnot. Like,
All right, give me 1 second. So Rebecca looks you up and down and goes, I tell you what, scrawny, I like you. I could spend the night having some fun with you. As long as you promise me those boys will be over there to help me in the morning. And my good friend Coleman.
That's what we're here for, ma'am.
Saddle up, partner. Grabs you by the arm and walks off. As you leave, you rip a bottle of wine off the wall. She's like, I like how you think, boy.
Alright, so Raven would probably get the impression that Destin has let his guard down a little bit. You'd probably get the vibe that Destin doesn't like kind of let his guard down a little bit. But
let me just make this easy for you. Yes or no question. Is there any truth to what he's saying about all of his fancy talk?
There's a subtle but still noticeable nod from Destin to that.
I like to picture
All right.
like Destin's eyes are wide open, like he's catatonic, and you're just like, like still
right.
trying to process it.
He still seems very distracted.
I would think that from a character perspective, since Destin's new to the world, he's kind of shocked that there is something of that capability even existing in the world. The weapon on its own is enough to kind of like throw him off balance a little, because holy crap.
You know, like he's just experienced
Come to Jesus
something,
moment, kind of.
some insanely powerful magical effect from an insanely powerful magical artifact. From someone who he wasn't sure he could trust, who experienced things that would be that were previously unthinkable to Destin.
All right, you're a good kid, Destin. If you trust him, then I'll trust him.
Coleman's gonna walk by and go, see you in the morning, boys. We got our work cut out for us.
Kane's sitting there.
Yes, sir.
He goes, don't let your guard down. Shadow Lions kill everything. Starts walking off, stops, looks over at Jarek and goes, I've heard of you. Nice hand. Keeps walking.
What's that supposed to mean?
Dude, you have a legend that precedes you, man. He's heard
I
of
think
you.
he means more the nice hand thing.
That's how he's heard of you. Your legend around these lands is bounty hunter with a prosthetic arm, like hand, like a metal hand.
Okay. I thought that was a more recent thing, but yeah.
Well, it is recent, but it's like it's still
Already
like
made a name for
it still happened within a time frame where people would know of it happening. So they know of Jarek, and now they know of Jarek, the guy who now has a metal arm or hand. But you said it happened what? How long ago? I was under the impression it was like a month or two before the game began.
Well, I suppose, yeah.
But that's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing this for longer than he's been missing the hand.
Yeah,
Obviously.
and you're a bounty hunter, so that means people know
Vigilante, not bounty hunter.
about... Sorry, vigilante, but you take bounties on the board. So...
Well, he does, but not for the actual... Well, no. He doesn't take bounties, he takes criminal notices. He takes, like, he takes listings of, like, wanted posters of criminals, not just regular bounties.
Yes,
He's
but
Batman.
as a rule of my world, if you're doing that, you're also turning in those notes to get the money for it.
I
Right?
guess. I mean, he's not really focused on the
Priority.
money.
You gotta make a living.
criminals.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's not you're doing it for money, but you take those notes and then you turn them in and go, this guy's done,
Yeah.
this guy's done. So the people in the bounty hunting community and people who work in this kind of field would know of Jarek, the guy
Yeah.
who kills these criminals. That's all he was trying to point out.
Yeah.
He's heard of you, and he's heard of the incident with your hand because that would be somewhat knowledge that you took an injury in a battle. And he's very astute. So maybe the world doesn't know what happened to your arm, but because he's very smart, seeing the arm, he knows that the injury he's heard about was that. If you get what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I was just doing that more as an in-character thing, because Jarek hates it when his armor's brought up.
Yeah. Well, all right, so he's taken off. All right, now, we're going to go take a break before we get going, but real quick, I'm doing feats differently in this campaign. So at level 4, you're not going to get to pick a feat, because at level 5, you all get a free feat. And then at level 10, you get another free feat, and at level 15, you get another one. And at level 20, you get your last one, all right? At level 4, you just get your ability score modifier. Okay?
Yeah.
When you hit level 4, you're supposed to get a feat or an ability score. So each of you are going to get ability scores. So we're going to do this real quick, and then we'll take our break. So we're going to start with Jarek. Jarek, you get 1 point in 2 different stats. What do you want to increase?
Can we put 2 points in one stat?
I will allow that.
We can?
It can only go to 20, so I will allow that.
I'll put, I'll put 1 in Constitution and 1 in Charisma.
All right. something real quick. Add not a weapon. We don't want a weapon. We want to add a feature. Let's go AB. There was one con.
One con, one charisma.
Alright. This way I remember what you've taken. Alright, now go ahead and actually let me write this down. I'm gonna do this super easy way so we don't have any issues with this shit. Alright. I'm gonna level you. You're taking your next level in Warlock, right?
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and roll me a D10, please. And you're re-rolling ones, obviously. Go ahead and draw them dice your way to another one, dude. 6. What's your con? +3.
I get to make another spell, do I?
You get 9. So you get +9 hit points. So you're up to 37, dude. All right. Next. JD.
I put one in wisdom and one in constitution.
You already did it?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Go ahead and roll me. Let me see what your level up is. I'll find out in a second.
JD, did you already like add them to the stats, or are you just telling him that's what it is?
Yeah, no, I already added them.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead and roll me a D8. I will take the first one in the row, which is a 6, because you rolled 2. It's gonna add the 6 anyway. All right. So you get.
Hey, wait, is that to my max?
Yeah. So you get +8.
That didn't. That went to temp.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it by hand.
Okay.
32. So you're at 32 now. I'll worry about the spells and all that other stuff later. You're not going to get into heavy combat anyway. All right, next, Raven.
Yeah, I'm gonna put them in the obvious combination of dexterity and charisma.
Did you already add them?
No.
All right, just making sure so I can do it. Dexterity, charisma. All right, now go ahead and roll me a. Go ahead and roll me a D6.
Sorry, that is a D8. How do I get rid of you? No, stop. It's all falling apart. There we go.
Go ahead and re-roll. 1s and 2s are always re-rolls in my game.
Oh, 1s and 2s, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nope.
Usually just at ones, so.
No, if we were doing 1s and 2s in the other one. Oh my god, Christ. Well,
It's fine. It's a...
yeah, you're +3, dude. You're at 17 health now, man.
I'm not sure why I'm at 20 out of 14.
That's just because it's going weird and it's adding the health to the wrong side, but that's fine because it's making it easier for me.
Wait, if his max is 17?
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear god. Raven is the Kivin of this game.
It's much worse than that. Pippin was not...
My job is to not get hit, and I have plenty of ways of doing
Dude,
that.
just so you know, you got hit by one thing last session and died.
Oh,
Raven's not making it through this campaign, bro. You're probably gonna have to reroll. Just letting you know. All right, Destin, you're up.
we'll cross that bridge.
Okay,
when we get there.
I already put it into intelligence, and it's 1d8 plus 3. I believe.
Yep.
No, my con mod is plus 2.
Okay, 1d8.
Okay. 1d8 plus 2. Ooh, that's 10. That's spicy.
So, do you want to give some of that to your friend Raven?
Am I allowed to do that?
No.
Oh boy.
All right. So your max health is now
37.
37. Jeez, dude. You can wave it in front of him and laugh at him. All right, Zon.
I'm going to put it in Constitution and Intelligence.
Why would you? You only have 7 intelligence.
I know, but I do magic at times, though.
Nate,
Very
your
rare
magic
time.
is based off wisdom, bro.
Are you sure?
Yes, you picked a fucking druid as
I
your
know.
spells.
I know.
Go into your spell book, spellcasting modifier, wisdom. Do you want it in wisdom?
Oh, yeah. Okay, Wisdom and Constitution.
Nate.
Wizards and artificers is the only ones who make use of intelligence, with
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
exception of like certain subclasses, like arcane trickster rogue.
Yeah, no, I just in my head like all magic's intelligence, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't think I'm gonna allow you to put one in intelligence because you just made the most unintelligent fucking thing I've ever heard.
Well, I said Constitution and Wisdom, but yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Anyway.
That's what's going on.
Oh, you did. Oh, you did add it. Okay.
Yeah, just give me a second. All right. So
Wisdom is knowing.
No, you gotta roll your hit points now. Roll me a d10.
Okay.
Dude, it's not adding any ability modifier. Roll your 2 again. You people are terrible at this. 3 plus 3, you get 6.
Okay, all I'm saying is I rolled max hit points.
Last one. Mitch.
Yes.
Where are you putting your stats?
I get 2, right?
Yep.
Or 1. Okay, 2. Then, I'm gonna go with strength and intelligence.
Now, why are you doing that? Because those are not your stats.
What do you mean?
Your stats are dexterity and charisma, dude.
Yeah,
How
but
do you
those
figure
are
that
the
out?
ones that are already pretty good.
I'm just asking if that's what you're doing. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, strength and intelligence are kind of low, and
I'm just
especially
asking because Nate didn't understand, and I wanted to make sure
Okay.
you weren't picking the wrong thing.
Also, because I think that because history is an intelligence-based skill, I feel like he should have a little bit more than just +1 in history.
Okay. Doesn't matter to me, dude. I just want to make sure
Oh,
you
okay.
get your right stuff. That's all.
Yeah, intelligence and strength.
Okay, go ahead and roll me. Where's your hit die? A D8.
Yeah.
Yep.
I always have a problem with this.
3. What's your con? 2, so you get +5.
Plus.
All right. That fixes all that. Now we can take a 2-minute break to use the bathroom and whatnot. I'm going to get my Red Bulls. I'm getting tired.
Hello.
What's up?
You didn't do me.
Oh, that's because your guy's off map. Because I've been moving everybody over one at a time.
Squeaky, 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 squeaky.
A voice from heaven yells down, "What do you want?"
Yeah, I don't know. How do you figure out what your thing is?
Your high points are charisma, strength, and constitution. Strength is your most important one because it's you're a paladin fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Constitution's for hit points, and charisma, it helps with your spell casting. I would say strength, maybe 2 in strength is what I would say.
All right.
Unless you want more con, because you do have low con.
I'd do 1 and 1.
All right. 19.
There are surprisingly few bonus action spells.
Yep. That's why the action economy is so fucking awesome in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Alright. Go ahead and roll me a D10? Yeah. +9. 31. Is your current hit points. Okay. Now to explain to you what's going on, it's not leveling the features correctly. So it didn't give anybody ability score modifier. So I have to keep track of that. So next time you guys level, it's probably just a bug with the rule set, which will be fixed before next week anyway. Alright, so you're all leveled, so we'll take a few minutes to go use the bathroom or whatever, and then we'll come back and we'll start the morning thing. I'm gonna quickly give everybody long rest, just in case they forget to do theirs. Because everybody's getting a long rest.
Yeah, I didn't do mine yet, but
I don't mind doing it.
I'll let you. I'll let you do that.
It says I have 3 out of 4 hit dice. I don't.
Yeah, because you used a bunch before, and they don't all come back off a long rest. They come back
Oh.
every time.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what makes hit dice crazy. Alright. So that should be everybody on long rest, I believe. I'm gonna take a look at a couple of things before I hit the bathroom. You guys go do what you 2-minute
Oh
break. right?
boy. The number of spells that I can have prepared has gone up by 2, I believe.
Yeah, we will. If you guys learn any new spells, send them to me, and I will add them to the thing by next week.
Okay, yeah. So Magic Missile and Thunder Wave I get because of my subclass.
Yeah.
Who learns new
Um,
spells?
I get 2 more.
I'm looking right now. I'm looking at Warlocks. So Warlocks level 4. You got both you and Nick can pick one new spell.
Oh, cool. What level?
Up to level 2 because that's your slot
Up
level.
to level 2. Okay.
So both of you have access to one new spell.
Do you want me to tell you?
No, send it in a message. We'll do the spells. I'll do over the week. So at our next session, you'll have your new spells. So just send it to me in Discord between now and the next session, and I'll have them ready for you.
And there's like specific ones that warlocks have, right? Or is that?
Yeah, I'll send you a thing.
All right.
So we're not gonna worry about the spells right now. I'll send all that stuff to you guys because
It's
I'm
my
a good
first
DM.
spellcaster.
I'm just checking to make sure no one else learns anything new for spell rise. JD goes up 1 spell point for slot. All right, that worked. That went up the way it was supposed to. He now has 3 level 2 spell slots like he's supposed to. So I guess all that worked. All right, I'll be back in a minute and we'll finish up another hour.
Oh, I also get a cantrip. Okay. And sorcery point. Let's make sure. Yeah, okay. You mentioned that I died. Did someone heal me back up? Or
Yeah, you went down.
You didn't die. You went down.
Yeah.
You
gotcha.
were knocked out.
He
Okay,
used,
that-
he used one move and it killed you. You did like 19 damage.
That sounds like a good excuse for
wasn't
my
instant death.
amnesia about the whole affair.
Yeah, it was a frag grenade, if I recall correctly.
You took
Um,
brain damage essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
The grenade exploded your memories of that event.
We're just
It's been a
missing
good
it.
session, dude.
Right.
This has been a good session.
Hmm.
Started a little slow, but then picked right up.
Ooh, wait. Okay, I want this. Yeah. I'm gonna take that. So since I get to learn a cantrip and a spell, is there some way that you can add spells onto my sheet?
Yeah, I was just gonna wait and do it tomorrow, like just so I wouldn't have to hassle doing everybody's.
Right.
Now.
Okay. I'll just leave a message on Discord then
Yeah.
for which ones I want.
Yeah, like you guys might get in one combat between now and the end of the session, but it's not gonna be that important. All right, so he's done.
I'm just still choosing the two spells I'm going to take.
Yeah. I'm just waiting
and
for
I
people
think I
to get
know.
back.
I think I know which ones I'm gonna take.
For me? We
No,
waiting for
just
me?
in general. I'm giving
No.
everybody a 5-minute break, like I said. Make sure everybody's ready to go while I do this. Write this up. Because I'm keeping track in the thing, because something that happened way back during the Dragon Quest campaign was that I didn't know what ability score modifiers you took. And then if anything happens to the characters, we can't reset the scores correctly because we have no goddamn clue what you took. Right? So I'm giving you each a thing called AB score, and I'm putting what you took in it. Make it easy for me to keep track of it. Dylan, you did one con and one strength, right?
Yeah.
I like when people don't min-max. When Mitchell's like, yeah, I'm gonna take stats that have nothing to do with my character.
Is that bad?
No, dude, it's
No,
like
it's not bad.
people are always trying to min-max. The fact that you're not doing it, I like.
I am shameless.
I was gonna go Dex and Intelligence.
I'm in
I
that because having
shamelessly
weaknesses is fun.
I shamelessly put my 2 into intelligence. I agree with you, Val, that that weaknesses are fun, but I mean, I rolled kind of god tier on stats. So, my lowest ability score is a 12. I have that in 3 stats.
I'd like
Did you say you put a 2 in intelligence?
+2 to intelligence.
Plus
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my
Okay, so that
intelligence is
mod-
up to 20.
Yeah, the oh, you mean okay, gotcha.
I maxed out intelligence.
I mean, hey, now you get to be Iron Man, except
I'd
you don't
like
have
to
the money.
point out that Val, you might want to take tough at level 5.
I might not. We'll see. We'll see.
Because you
Maybe.
about to get broken.
Maybe when I'm
Tough-
playing
tough is
me, I
really
won't get
nice.
hit by grenades.
Dude, it was an AoE, man. It hit like half the party.
I know. Maybe I'll keep my distance from the party, and then get ambushed from behind, like a true mage.
You fucking wise ass. All of you people fucking wise ass.
I mean, like, if he positions like Kivin, then he won't die.
If I position like Drom, I won't die.
Grom doesn't position. All right, let's be fair about this.
Yes, he does. He positions away from combat.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's not positioning.
It is positioning. It's positioning to keep himself away from combat.
All right, is everybody back?
Now I can tell you something about positioning.
We can,
Last
we can
night-
argue about. We can argue whether or not it's proper positioning, though I don't think there's much of an argument there.
Fuck it.
You said that there was money in our rooms.
Yes, each of you. I added it to the thing. I told Bazinga he had 2k gold, split it up. Because he already had 1k on him. So your total split is 2k amongst all of you.
Wasn't it like 285?
Yeah.
Yeah, that 2k each split,
that's
so
what that was.
285 each.
Okay. So rather than throwing you all on this map, because that's just annoying. Fuck it. I'll just throw you all on here.
That's
early-
annoying, but I'll do it anyway.
Yeah, because I feel like if we have any viewers, it would be nice to have like everybody on here. All right, so you guys wake up, make your way out into the center courtyard of the castle, where you see where the fuck is he? You see Colwood getting his supplies together and the few Eric tribe scouts, like guides that he has with him, are preparing his equipment. As you see him over there kind of gathering his stuff together, giving out orders. And make sure you bring enough meat. They got to be short on food if they haven't had a successful hunting party in weeks. Make sure you bring everything we need. Hurry up. You see like the warriors kind of scatter off and start working on shit. The floor is yours, people.
So I think as Destin walks out, he's kind of bleary-eyed, and it's obvious that he's not really sure what exactly we're doing. But
Well, I'm
I
glad
think
that
he's
we.
going to. I think he's going to kind of walk close to like where Raven and Axel are.
Yeah, you guys haven't decided.
Whichever one of them is closest. Whichever one of them is closest, he's going to be closer to either Raven or Axel.
Yeah.
Or both if they're next to each other.
Just for clarification, you guys haven't agreed to help him and help Rebecca with her stuff. You're just coming out into the courtyard, waking up, and he's preparing his stuff. Like he's getting ready to leave, regardless of whether or not you guys decide to help him or her. She has a different job she needs done in the town of Little Rock, and he has a job that he needs help for sure. That he's very worried about. He knows he can't handle it alone.
I mean, I think the answer is obvious. We split the party. Double the jobs, double the pay.
Dude, if you think I'm building two different fucking...
You've done it before.
I mean, does any of us have really any experience?
I have a feeling that we probably shouldn't go to Little Rock right this second. Isn't
Why
that
is
where the
that?
prison was?
No,
Yeah,
that-
the prison was in High Noon.
Little Rock.
Yeah, Little Rock's the trading town that we started the campaign in.
What I can
Or-
tell you is that her job is important but less pressing, as it's just like it's basically a small criminal element stealing supplies from her. Coleman's job is much more pressing, as it's an entire tribe of people who supply food for half this damn region. But it's up to you guys what you want to do and if you want to do any of it.
Who's paying more?
You're getting paid well by both of them because Irving is paying for both of them.
Did you
It's
say criminals? Let's go get those lions.
It just depends on what you guys want to do.
I say we handle the invasive species first.
Yeah, I second that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm assuming that someone's explained what's going on.
Well, when you were brain damaged last night, yeah.
Well,
Irving
what
talked-
I mean is like today, I'm assuming there's like a conversation going on as I come out here or whatever.
Yeah. Like they're just the group is discussing what they're gonna do as you come wandering out with like eyes that see the true nature of the world for the first time.
I'm not exactly comfortable helping out Miss. What was her name? I'm so sorry.
Rebecca.
Miss Rebecca, unless we know who exactly is interfering.
Well, I can tell you who's interfering.
I'm not talking vague.
There's
I'm
a
talking
reason
vague.
why she ain't come downstairs yet.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
I need a +1 to confidence.
Do we know who's intercepting these shipments or not? If not, let's go hunt some lions.
As far as I understand, it's just rumors that it's the syndicate organization.
Yeah, well, you know,
And
It's-
you did say that the lions are like a more pressing issue.
Yes, as in the history of the Shadow Lions is that they wipe out and populate very quickly, along with the fact that this tribe are master hunters and they're getting wrecked by this pride.
Put it this way: if we don't deal with the lions, there won't be food for anyone, much less Rebecca.
Also, your DM is an asshole, so if you don't deal with the lions, they might be much, much worse when you do deal with them.
yeah. Plus,
Uh,
it's
but
really hard.
Then
to
again,
tell
the
either
syndicate
not.
problem might be worse if you deal with this one first, because
Yeah,
your
but-
DM is an asshole.
Do we know
I
if
think-
they're syndicate or not? A lot of people will just assume they.
That the Lions are a syndicate?
No,
Well, wait a second here.
that these criminals that are intercepting, we don't know who exactly they are, and I don't want to risk that.
Yeah, did the syndicate come out on social media and take responsibility for the acts of terrorism?
And did they actually send the Lions out to do their bidding?
Let's just say that with the lions, there's less of a chance of a family reunion. Now let's go.
At this point, Coleman's gonna walk up and, "Good day, boss."
If you
Have
say
we
so.
met-
Harrison hasn't
have we
said
met him yet?
anything because he agrees with the general consensus that the lions are the right thing to address first.
I take it you come to a decision.
Absolutely, we have.
We'll be joining you on your hunt.
Very good. We leave immediately.
All right, because it really doesn't matter what we do, because I just have a feeling the great man in the sky up there is an asshole.
I second that.
Hey, that's no way to talk about Axel's beliefs.
It's been grim. Let's go.
All right. He goes, "Good news is Irving has provided us with horses. The guides will lead us to the camp. Let me know when you're ready."
I'll be right back.
Out into the wild blue yonder.
Gidgy up.
I don't have my horsey sound effect.
These spurs ain't as sharp as I'm used to.
God damn it. I'm sorry, dude. I love it.
If you don't think that I'm going to randomly make comments implying how much of an asshole Vincent Foster is, you had another thing coming.
No, you have to do it, dude, because no one else does these random. All right, I'm gonna use this cart for you guys. It's supposed to be the cart that I use for Rebecca's what do you call it? Rebecca's part. But I don't have a cart because pieces are still missing after the rebuild. So we're gonna use
That's
that.
a lot of barrels.
All right.
Hey, you know what? We're just carrying booze on us at all
So you guys head out onto the plains and start galloping down the road.
Yo, dog, we heard you like barrels, so
The
put barrels on
are
your
for the
barrels.
sheriff.
I'll be damned. That is what you call luck. You managed to make your full trip on horseback to the Uruk Plains and the Uruk camp. The wagon right here without any kind of issue. Let me get you guys on the map so you can see everything.
You know, if I was a lion, I would love to live here. I don't
You
know
are
much about
lying.
lions, though.
Lying at all times, motherfucker.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so you guys, let me grab good old Coleman. Chip Chipplewood and Cole Coleman. Where the fuck is he?
I thought it was Cole Colwood.
Colewood, Coleman, Cold.
And where's Chip Gaming Wood?
Chet Gating Wood.
Chet Gaming Wood.
Coleman and Chipplewood.
Here on today's episode of
Or no. Fucking dyslexia.
As you guys ride into town, you see a depressing sight. You see a lot of people kind of sitting around in their tents. There doesn't seem to be any food cooking anywhere or much of anything going on as you make your way through the center of the town. You see a group of warriors sharpening spears and gathering supplies. You see another, further in where the tent, you see a group of women that look to be tended to wounded soldiers and wrapping up dead soldiers. As you wander by, you see a group of females washing and cleaning a body next to a few other ones that looks very important. They're taking meticulous care of this body. As you pass by them and you pass by a group of hunters. And Coleman says, oh, something bad's happened. This looks a lot worse than I thought. As he moves forward, he's like, I'm gonna go see if I can find the chief.
I would run to one of the ladies and ask them what happened.
God, I can't do this. I'm not gonna do this.
You can do it, it's easy.
I'm not going to try and do like random Indian language.
You don't have to be offensive.
I can't do random. You get somewhat gibberish that you don't understand from her. As behind her, you see people frantically trying to help these warriors that look like they're bleeding out or are already dead. It looks like a gruesome scene, but you can't understand what she's saying.
Well, that ain't no help whatsoever.
That's interesting.
Spit it out, woman! I need to know!
Hey, don't be rude.
This is a life
Talk
and death!
with the guy that brought us here. He's got to be able to converse with someone.
Cold brew!
He has he has headed around the entire camp and has headed into this cave-looking area.
He just left us here.
He said he was going to go try to get some information.
So I guess we just wait around with people who don't know a lick of what we're saying.
I mean, you could keep asking. You might find someone who does. Do some insight checks or whatever. It's up to you guys.
Ooh.
I guess Raven will observe the bodies, see if there's anything of note about their injuries.
Give me an investigation. Or medicine.
Can I do a medicine check on one of their bodies?
Yeah.
I will do investigation because it is +1.
You find your missing hit points.
Bitch.
All right, JD, you notice that the wounds are severe, but not exactly sure what made them with that roll. Raven, you know immediately with that roll that these things were torn apart. Some of these people have like slices, but the wounds they range from small like slices to a big one that looks like it's the size of half of one of your bodies. And all these bodies that are dead have been like ripped to shreds almost. There's like there's one spot where there's a body that looks like it's been ripped to pieces laying there as it's being like separated and cleaned up.
You know,
So one of them is about the size of one Destin silver scale.
you know,
Claw-wise, yes.
yeah, I reckon that
Yeah.
a lion probably did this.
They get so many dead back to the village. Wouldn't the lions be trying to eat them?
You think. But then again, shadow lions are different.
Lions also tend to let bodies go to waste because they just kind of grab them and don't need all of the.
There are chunks missing from some of these bodies. They've been fed on, but
It's a very common thing.
They could also just be territorial.
That too.
like I said,
This-
shadow dragons, shadow lions are unique.
Destin, you're really, really smart. You should go see if you can figure out what these people are saying.
Being smart doesn't preclude you to learning a language.
Well, you might have already learned it.
And just so you know,
I kind
in
of gesture
D&D
to
world,
Kane
I'm willing.
as he says that.
What?
I kind of gesture to Kane as he says that.
Well,
I forgot. You know
Hmm.
common. You can attempt to try to figure it out. You're an intelligent person. Maybe it's a mix of languages.
Well, I don't think Destin would have the necessary exposure to different languages to even begin to piece that together.
Okay.
Could I potentially, I think it would be insight maybe, to see if there's anyone who sort of seems like they would know more than their native tongue?
I think it would probably be more of like you just asking if anybody speaks
Oh, okay.
anything else.
All right.
If you want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a con check to see if you yell loud enough. You're gonna yell if anybody can hear you.
Okay.
To see.
Anyone speak common?
And all
That's
of
a
a sudden,
check,
a guy
right?
walks up and starts rapping.
Oh, shit.
There's a rapper
He's
named Common.
joke.
You attempt to shout so loud that your deceased lung pops.
um, you don't get very far out, but there are still the guides that brought you here near you. And one of them, good sir, I speak a little common. What is it you wish for me to ask of her?
Shit. Do you guys know what we wanted to ask?
Diagnib it.
I mean, we just wanted to know what they could tell us about these shattered lions. What it is that makes them so
What happened? And all that?
dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, what makes them so dangerous?
They don't know because they don't know anything about shadow lions. The shadow lions are coming into this land without and not supposed to be, but they can ask about what happened.
Yeah, like did the lions overpower them or surprise them or?
Okay, so she goes over and starts talking with one of the women, and the woman is distraught, and after a couple minutes of talking, the woman runs back off to continue helping with the bodies, and the girl comes over. It seems as if they ambushed them. It sounds like they set a trap. 2 of the warriors made it back. The village chief was sadly killed. As she's starting to like tear up, as like the shock's going away, she's realizing that the village chief has been killed. His son is missing. And the 2 warriors say they set a trap. The hunting party pushed them into an area near the old ruins, a few lions, and when they set upon them, they were surrounded on all sides from the mountains by many lions. It was almost like they set a battle plan. From what she explains to you that they mentioned to her.
So if the chief is dead and his son is missing, who has Colewood just gone to speak with? Who's in
Colwood doesn't
charge?
know the chief is dead yet. Remember, he
Right, yeah,
rode off to
that's
find out
like
what happened.
who's in charge then? Right now.
She says it would be the village elder, and if the chief is dead, she's probably in the ritual room preparing. That explains why and she kind of turns around and she's like, they're preparing for the ritual. I must go to my people, and she runs off.
You know,
To
I
go
could
help.
just
At,
start.
at this point, you see the people where the bodies are, and they gather around and they start picking up the bodies and start carrying them off towards the way Coleman went. And you see 4 extremely strong-looking warriors. 2 of the warriors that came back injured but still alive, and 2 others. And they pick up this big body, and they put like a shield that looks ornate and beautiful on his chest, but it's made of bamboo and stuff. You know, like what you would make if you were living in the desert. But it has like an ornate crystal in the middle of it. And it looks super sturdy, and they put a spear on it with a golden tip, and they put it on top of the shield, and they pick it up, and they start carrying the body off towards, in like almost like a funeral procession.
You know, I'm getting a little uncomfortable.
Around about what? The death?
Yeah, getting sort of existential dread from all of this.
You've died before.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be such a big issue for you.
At this point, you hear Coleman's horse come back. Whoa! Guys, come. Anybody in the village must come, or they will not have any respect, and they will not talk to us. We all must come for this. Follow me. And he starts riding
Let's
off
go.
with you guys. And he brings all of you into the cave. Leave the horses outside. Dismount. Keep your heads down. Walk carefully and do not say anything. And he moves all of you. Follow in to this chamber. And inside this chamber, you see hundreds of Uruk. And they're all kind of gathered around on the ground. Some are moving up and down, praying. Some are chanting like, oh. And the chamber is filled with like crystals along the top of the rocks and water kind of flowing in from a basin underneath it. You see a pyre built over in the center of the room in front of where the water is, and a bunch of smaller pyres. And you watch as they start carrying the bodies over towards the lake in the middle where the dock is on the map. And you see them walk out one at a time to a group of warriors that are in the water, and they hand the bodies off and they dunk the bodies into the water. And then the old man standing there, the village elder, says something, whispers something, then they pull the body out, lift it back up, and they bring the next one and they dunk it into the water. As they do this, they carry the other bodies that they've dumped over towards these pyres, and they put them down on top of the pyres. And eventually they get to the one with the gold spear and shield. And they take them off, and the village elder puts them down on the ground, and you hear him say, in common this time, for our village chief, we shall hold him these for his son in the future. And he lifts up the shield and the spear, and the whole crowd of Indians. And then they carry that body over to the pyre. You guys see a burning funeral pyre as they light it up, and everybody in the room kneels down and kind of just chants as they say goodbye to their fallen chief. As the bodies slowly burn. Over the course of about 5 minutes, everybody watches this, and then people start filing out and leaving. The floor is yours, guys.
Wow, it's crazy in here.
Coleman
We're
walks over.
filing out of the room.
Coleman walks over to the group. You guys can talk now. The ritual's over.
I have to say, I'm glad I didn't get this much fanfare.
It's a common practice that when a village chief dies or is defeated in battle, the people who fought alongside him are returned to the waters for cleansing and then returned by ash to the lands around the village in order to help nurture the future of the tribe.
It's very deep and all.
You see him, he's kind of like tearing up. He's like, I haven't been here in a good 15 years, but I remember when the village chief was not chief yet. He was just the heir apparent. It's been a long time since I've seen him. I did not expect to see this when I got here. The village chief is a great warrior. He's bested me many times in battle. If that shadow dragon took him or the pride took him, we are in serious trouble out here.
And did he say Shadow Dragon or Lion?
Sorry, Shadow Lion. I mixed it up, dude. Shadow Lion.
I assumed as much, but I wanted to double check that.
There's a big difference between a dragon and a lion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate to break it to you, but the way I wrote this shit, that dragon would be in trouble, bro.
Sorry, my connection's a bit spotty. What did I miss?
Did you witness the funeral?
Yeah, I it was just like the last 10 seconds.
It was just Coleman explaining that he knew the village chief, and that the village chief had sparred with him many a time and fought against him. And if a pride of lions took out the village chief and his hunting party, then you guys have a serious problem on your hand, because they're no pushovers. Because the village chief and his men are not pushovers.
Shit. Touching that he gets such a meaningful send-off, though.
Well, I was trying to hit it with the funeral scene. But I'm not great at building setting yet.
Wait till you see the new thing he's going to be using.
Oh yeah, that awesome dynamic
3D thing.
Yeah, the map thing.
Yeah.
At one point.
Gonna be really helpful for me because I don't have any way to fill in the blanks.
So at this point, Coleman says, before the ritual began, the village elder agreed to see us, to fill us completely in on the current situation. I advise you, think about what you're doing before you decide, because if you're going to come with us, if you're going to do this, this is far more dangerous than I thought it would be.
I think we need to prepare if we do.
Well, I am an excellent hunter, so that you don't have to worry.
How long until we leave, sir?
Well, I would like to talk to the village elder and give everybody a good rest.
So I'm assuming this is a short rest worth of time.
No, you'll be basically, you got here as night is coming in. You'll be getting up before the sun rises, but you'll be taking the rest of the night here because it's not.
Oh,
smart
okay,
to
so
travel.
it's even longer. It's even longer than that.
Yeah, it's not smart to travel at night, but you want to get out a little bit before the sun goes up. You got to be careful out at night because lions and hyenas and shit hunt at night, and they will fuck your shit up. And that's me speaking from like documentary shit.
All right. So I think for I'm planning to over the night swap the armor model I have to the Guardian model instead.
Did I already build that shit?
It's already on here.
Yes, I'm just looking. Okay, so I did not build your the effect because I can build effects. All right. What's the Guardian do?
Basically what it is that instead of being able to use the lightning launcher, I can use the thunder gauntlets instead.
Yep.
No
increase in defense.
And I also have a bonus action where I can gain temporary hit points equal to my level in the class.
Okay.
As a bonus action, and I can use it a number of times equal to my proficiency bonus.
Send me a message so I remember that, because you guys are not going to get in combat tonight. So I will set that up for next time.
Let me.
We got a half an hour left. I say we RP preparation, because you're going to go talk to the village elder anyway. So he leads you guys over to the village elder's tent to get the final bit of information. He turns and says to you, "Be respectful. Don't talk over the elder. They take that as a great insult. He'll be respectful to you guys too. When you go in, sit down comfortably around his thing. The first thing he'll do is hand you a peace pipe and ask you all to take a hit from it. It's a sign of respect. Do so without complaint. And then he will explain what has been going on in the village. I'd like to know too."
I lung popped like. Can't finish that.
Let me bring out. What the hell? Oh, because I didn't change his goddamn token one. Hang on. He is not a faceless man.
He's not the White Hood.
Sitting inside the tent around. You know what? Let's have some fun with this. Because I got a little bit of time to kill anyway, so let's have some fun. And now that everything is organized so easily, it takes no time at all for me to find this shit. Okay, so never mind, it is taking time. I just couldn't find JB. There we go. I found it now, though. Generic. Fire. Campfire. Alright, so you guys step in, you see a fire burning, and you see a man sitting there. Oh, please sit. I am quite fluent in your language. I am Pride Hunter. Now, apparently chief of the tribe once again. As he kind of sheds a tear for his lost son and grandson.
Is Bride Hunter one word or two?
It's split for me. It doesn't matter. I don't go that detailed with my stuff. Coleman here tells me that you come from Valeria.
Yes, we are under the employ of. I don't have my notes because
Irving.
the thing with Irving. Yes, thank you.
Don't worry, I'll get your notes in for next week. That was my bad. Yes, Irving. Such a kind man. Does so much for our people. I'm gracious he has sent you to help us in our hour of need. We've lost far too many warriors. Well, questions about what is going on are greatly appreciated. I will tell you everything I can to help you in your situation. Wake up, Azinga. Think I don't
I'm
fucking
awake.
see you there?
I'm in pain, okay? Just
Oh, I didn't know you were in pain.
yeah,
Dick in your ass? Anyway,
all the time.
question, people.
Right.
Ask the old man what is going on.
Have there been any successes during these hunts? Any has anything been retrieved other than the bodies of the dead?
Other than the two that escaped the attack earlier today, no. past month, we have lost 3 hunting parties, a total of 47 warriors, and then my son's party today. They strike rapidly and seem to have unlimited amounts of numbers. And their intelligence is far higher than it used to be.
Have you noticed any weaknesses?
I could say yes or no, but only 2 people have ever come back. We don't.
Who are the 2 who came back?
They were outside, preparing for the ritual. You guys you don't know, but the two that came back helped carry the body in, and then they went and were sharpening their weapons along with the other group of people you saw sharpening their weapons when you came in. Remember I told you there was a group that was like supplying and sharpening their weapons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was asking because I want to know if he would be willing to tell us, so that way we could ask them if they knew anything.
I will send for them. And he kind of waves his hand, and one of the guards runs out of the tent and goes off looking for the 2 that survived.
How long ago did you say this started?
Well, the issue with the lions being more aggressive has been going on for a couple of months, but they were just kind of maneuvering, and we didn't notice anything different with them, just a few more of them. And we had no trouble killing more that we came across as we were out hunting and making sure that the population wasn't getting too big. Then about a month ago, one of our biggest hunting parties was wiped completely out. And that's when it all started going downhill. We've even had incidences where lions have entered into the village and attacked people here and then died fighting. And that seems incredibly odd, given the abundance of food on the plains.
I'm getting some AOT vibes.
Some what?
Attack on Titan vibe.
Well, no, I was thinking of more lines like that true story about those 2 lions that were actually hunting people.
Oh, the Ghost in the Darkness?
Yeah.
Well, Nate, that is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
Once the lion gets a taste for blood and the DM gets a taste for
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Who knows where it's gonna go at that point?
Yeah.
Is there anything else you need to know?
Is there anywhere in town where people like make ammo?
We have some ammunition supplies here. My people do not use them, but we do have travelers stop at the camp. We'd be willing to hand some out for you if you need it.
If you're saying how bad these things are, I'm gonna need some ammo, some more ammo.
I will fill all of you up with an extra box or so of ammo.
All right.
For next
That sounds good.
Because I know that nobody's paid attention, and it's the first time someone did. So thank you. Thank you.
Out of curiosity, what sort of weaponry has been used on these creatures?
We predominantly fight with spears and shields, hatchets, but our weaponry is obsidian tipped.
Obsidian.
It's very good weaponry, and he kind of turns and points towards like the edge of the tent, and you see over there a tomahawk with blood red looking wood and a shining obsidian tip with like a rune carved into it. That there is my personal tomahawk. I've used it to kill hundreds of beasts. The wood was not red when it started out. Never broken. And I've never needed to sharpen it. Our weapons are not the issue here. It's the intelligence of these creatures. in the
Wow.
abundance of numbers.
Well, some of us might not be proficient with weapons, but if you can supply some, that'd be great.
At this point, the old man kind of gets up and then kneels down in front of you. Find my grandson and bring him back alive or dead. I will give you Pride Killer, my most valuable possession.
Oh no, I would never take that from you.
It would not be of concern. Warriors do not inherit the weapons of their parents. We are buried with them, unless they are the sacred shield and spear of the clan. My grandson already has his own tomahawk. I am willing to give up being buried with this if you can just find him or his body so that we may perform the ritual and send him on his way.
Well, we'll do our best, sir.
You can tell he's having trouble getting up.
I help him. I put my hand out. Oh no!
As he gets up. Thank you. If there are no more questions, I will take my rest. You will see my final.
You have one last question.
Yes.
I don't mean to make accusations, but did anything weird happen in around the village unrelated to the lions? Or
The only thing weird to us is the fact that there were a good 5 or 6 prides in that plains a year ago, and now there is but one. But it's massive.
I am rolling insight on him saying that there wasn't anything weird.
Oh.
He's 100% convinced, like, sure that nothing out of the ordinary, other than the issue with the size and strength of this pride.
All right. Just pondering some stuff. But if
What are
it
you
seems
doing,
there's only
Alex?
Setting up an effect.
Well, I
it seems there's only one way about this, and that's brute
I've-
force.
a couple ideas I'd be willing to share with the class.
Ideas
Well,
on
guess
how
what,
to
Alex?
handle
It
the
didn't work.
lion.
Well, one idea for a type of lead, I guess. Mr. Colwood was talking about there being an island that contained these creatures before this.
No,
wonder if we
Shattered
have-
Peninsula.
Oh, a peninsula.
Yeah.
I was wondering if he could possibly have some information or know of someone who'd have information on the behaviors. So that's lead. But I was also wondering, are we sure it's just their intelligence?
Coleman steps up to that one. He says, "Very, very good observation, my boy. The Shatter Lions are an oddity of this world. We don't really understand how it works. They're fused with magical energy of some sort. They range from different types of energy too. Sometimes you'll come across a shadow lion that has like raw heat burning off of it and can spit hot fire. Sometimes we'll come across some that have spikes and spurs of pure stone sticking out of their bodies and are extremely hard to kill. Very defensive. Others ice cold. There are rumors of ones that have lightning affinity to them. They basically eat and mutilate each other in the Shattered Peninsula. other than the Ashwood mining camp, there's not much civilization out in the Shattered Peninsula, as it's a place of great worry. There's an old ruins there that, let me look at my map so I remember exactly the names of this stuff, because this is all very important. I didn't expect to get asked this question. This is an excellent question. And it's all part of my world lore, so I might as well build it correctly. Let me get... The maps aren't even in the game right now, these maps. So let me go to my world maps and then bring up the right one. Here we go. There. Okay. Let me open it with 3D paint. Is 3D paint not available on this one? Fuck you. Fuck you. Alright.
What are you trying to get? Oh.
I should have 3D paint. I don't understand why I don't. Like, my other game came with it. Alright, here we go. Alright. So, he goes on to explain that the Ashwood mining camp is the only place left that's still really functioning in that region. As further to the south, most of the towns would have fallen into ruin and been destroyed. There's a ruins out there called the Scar, which is basically mined for magical items and ores and stuff, because the entire region is teeming with magical energy and power, and no one knows exactly sure why. The landscape of the Shattered Peninsula looks like something hit it and ripped up all this obsidian, like, shards and stuff. So, like, for example, JD, you remember the Blade Edge Mountains from World of Warcraft? Kind of like that. Like, the mountains are all sharp, jagged edges poking up everywhere. And in the center of the Shattered Plains is this massive crater called the Scar. And then there's other ruins around that. And this land is filled with creatures that are very powerful and very worrisome. But the ones that are the most threatening, even though they're not the most powerful, are the Shadowed Lions, because they populate so quickly and they can grow so vast in number that they've basically taken over almost the entire region. And there's not much other life except for extremely powerful creatures they cannot kill without losing a ton of their own numbers. He goes on to explain that when he says intelligence, it's not like the typical creature intelligence. These things, it's almost as if they think like humans and communicate like that too. And they fight like humans with literal tactics and maneuvers, which is why it's so disconcerting to know that one of them is here, but it's also oddly unnerving to him because they're not known for gathering other creatures with them. They fight with Shadow Lions. If they have a pride of regular lions following them, that's something he's never seen before. And it doesn't quite make sense to him.
Can we burn them with fire?
Depends on the type.
Some of them are made of fire, or they at least shoot them.
Coleman's like, it would depend on the type. Some of them are resistant to regular damage, some are resistant to fire damage. We don't know what type of Shadow Dragon we're dealing with.
I reckon that's why the obsidian may not be working, seeing as it's really strong glass, but that's all it is volcanic glass. Certainly pretty to anyone who wants to buy it, those rich folk and the like, but...
Are you a geologist now?
No, but I deal in people that want to buy pretty stuff. Or used to.
At this point, Coleman says, keep in mind, it may not be that the weapons aren't working. It sounded like, from the two survivors, that the king, the chief's party didn't even get a chance to fight.
Well, that's troubling.
Whether their weapons are effective or not doesn't matter because they're getting slaughtered, essentially.
Of course. If they are of magic, will magic even stand a chance against them?
Coleman's like, I've killed a couple of shattered lions in my day. They can be killed. It just depends on what we find, and because there are so many different variations of them, we might not even. This might be one no one's ever seen before, and no one even knows how old they grow or how old they are. Hell, this thing could be hundreds of thousands of years old. We don't know.
It seems way over our heads, to be entirely honest with you.
At this point, you hear a rustling as the Uruk warrior comes in, and she runs over to where the chief is sat down and prepared to take his rest, and whispers something in his ear. He's like, "Oh, impudent child." And he looks over at Coleman. It seems the two survivors have left, along with a small group of villagers, in an attempt to hunt down the shattered lion.
No, they're gonna get themselves killed.
Idiots.
We have been arguing with these young warriors for weeks about going out, and I guess the chief's death broke them. And he kind of just slumps back down.
Well, let's head out, see if we can catch up to them.
It's up to you guys to choose what you want to do. You can wait till morning, you can go at night. I have everything placed for that purpose.
We should go after him.
Next time.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
We're done for tonight, but if you guys are choosing to go at night, I will prepare for that. It's up to you.
I don't know if I want to sit through one of those funeral sessions again.
The sooner the better.
It makes no difference to me whether we operate in the dark or closer to daylight.
DM looking at his list of penalties for his random encounter rolls based on what time of day and where you're positioning yourself you are moving.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. Destin nods when Raven says we should go after them.
All right, is that the choice you guys are making?
Yes, we're gonna head out after them.
No.
No.
Yeah, I'm joking.
All right, we are done for tonight, but I am going to load up the map so you guys can see what you're dealing with.
Yeah, so the effect that I put together, the infiltrator effect, it just makes it so that way the movement speed bonus is no longer tied to my character, but rather to the armor itself, which is supposed
I was already planning on doing that because I knew you were going to be shifting around. Like
I just added the two to them. I think the advantage on stealth should work.
Yeah, it looks like you got it right, but I'll double check and make sure it all works anyway.
Well, it's saying now it's highlighting disadvantage. Which should not happen. When I go to make a stealth roll, it's highlighting disadvantage.
I'll figure it out, dude. I'll get it working for you.
Which my armor does impose stealth disadvantage, but the effect is supposed to cancel that out.
That might be why. It might just be not smart enough to do that. All right, so you guys can all see it. Let me load it up. This is the overall. I forgot to make this viewable for overall for everybody to see it. Configure, because you don't need token lighting here. You have one guard with you and one guide with you. This is the overall Uruk Plains map. All right? It is huge. Travel time to like the keep is 2 days. To the ruins, it's 2 days. to that sinkhole, it's 3 to 4, unless like it's 3 if you jump off, but if you go around, it's gonna be 4 or 5. Like it's a big map. All right. You're gonna have to figure out where the lair is to hunt down the Shadow Lion and kill him. You can try and draw out and reduce the numbers, but since this is the first time I'm doing something like this, I'll explain how it works, but I won't explain this in other events later on as we go further. I have a set number of mobs that are part of this pride on this map, not counting random encounters. If you go to directly where their lair is, you will run into all of them at once. Okay? If you use smart information along with Coleman to track and hunt and kill off lions, you will eliminate the army that this Shattered Lion has to weaken the amount he's going to have at his lair with him. Okay? Because they're smart. They're out patrolling and looking for Uruk to kill. So when you play through this event, you keep that in mind. You want to figure out how you want to get there. There's also methods to get things to leave, so when you do get to the lair, they won't be there, but you don't have to actually kill them all, so that you could draw out and fight the lion by relatively by himself. But you have to keep that in mind. And Coleman is there for that purpose. He is literally a hunter, so you're going to want to be asking him questions so that he does rolls and checks to try and hunt down lions and figure stuff out. All right, you guys have 2 weeks to figure this out.
A mark on the map or some kind of info of where the parties got ambushed?
Well, that will start when you do stuff with him, because remember, most of these people have died except for the 2. The 2 that you know of that got away, you didn't get the chance to talk to. Coleman knows a general idea where the Chiefs party was ambushed, but nothing else, which is why Coleman's with you, because he is a tracker and a hunter. So you're going to have to use his capabilities to figure out where that stuff happened. All right? And I'll be playing Coleman, so I will be obviously RPing that I'm going to start like looking for tracks and information, but you guys are going to want to have a conversation with him and come up with a starting plan as you try to figure out how to move around this area. Does that make sense to you?
Good.
Sounds great. If it might be a good idea to remind us of that start of next session.
Yeah, because I'm gonna detail this out more. I built both of these side quests partially in a way where I could start either one and get it all going without having to really go deep in for this session. That way I have 2 weeks to build out the one you picked. That's what I'm trying to do with these sessions, is like get you guys prepared, and then I have a week to build the session the way you guys have responded. So you guys have responded quite a bit, and I'm going to build everything around that. And if there's anybody who was watching, I thank you guys for watching. Like, follow, and subscribe, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.